The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 292, being recorded on January the 25th, 2020. I am one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, and Jesus walks out today. I'm joined by my friend from the West Coast, the best coast, Gunny Chief, Henley Merrill. Welcome back.
Thank you, buddy. Hi. How the hell are you guys?
Mighty fine.
Good to see everyone here in the room.
Yeah, doing mighty fine there, partner. And from Little Ohio, the Mayo.
Hey, what's up, Little Ohio and Little Mayo hiding in this little room over here.
Yeah, you're in the little room in Little Ohio in a little garage.
You got your hoodie on. I see steam coming out of your mouth. It must
I
be
got
cold
a house
in there.
full of kids running around, so I had to come out to the garage and hide, guys.
Mayo is hiding, guys. He is hiding from the children.
Even though it's -5 where you're at right now, the
Anyways.
chill factor.
Anyways, people, you can follow us on _Horrible Gamers. Join our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community, if you want to. You can also find the page, Horrible Gamers Podcast. That's the page. Leave a review on the page. Leave a review on iTunes and all that good stuff. You can also support the show by heading on over to Patreon at patreon.com/Horrible Gamers. Like our friend Jonathan Hall has. Alan, maybe H. I need to fucking pull up the list, guys. I'm sorry.
It's an every week thing with you.
Thank
Thank you, Patreons. All right.
No, I gotta pull up the list here, guys. Oh, fuck. Active Patrons. Adam Sunder, Alan Maybe H, Bill Garner II, Brandon Willier, Brian Capessa, Chad, Commandalorian, David Snyder, Evan Tanaka, Henley M, Jesse Kraft, John Jerome, Jonathan D. Hall, and Polo, Macmod, Nipron, Pork Chop Poo, Robbie Wheat, The Mayo, Subator, and Raiderholic. Thank you all for being Patreon machine, motherfucker, you, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you can head on over to Stitcher, ladies and gentlemen. And at Stitcher, when you sign up for a monthly subscription of premium or a yearly subscription, use promo code Horrible Gamers to get a month for free on your plan. Whether you sign up for a year or month to month, it's up to you. With Stitcher Premium, you get access to exclusive shows and ad-free listening. So if you fucking hate ads, get a Stitcher Premium account. There you go. Use promo code Horrible Gamers. Anyways, guys, I want to give a quick shout out to Redbubble. Because at Redbubble, you can go and buy some gear, some HGP gear. And you just go there, right? Type in Redbubble. I'll wait. Go ahead. You got some time. I'll wait. All right, you're there? All right, now in the search bar, you're going to type Horrible Gamers. Click on the dude wearing our shirt, our logo. And there, you can click on 70 plus items to buy. Just buy them all. Just click on all of them and buy them all. I dare you. I fucking
That is your
dare
challenge.
you. Buy all of them. Anyways, moving on now.
Gunny wants to see that shower curtain.
I want to thank.
Action.
No, don't send us that link. Only to Gunny, I guess. So don't send us that. We're not liably responsible or legally responsible for anything Gunny says on this show.
Just the shower curtain.
Gunny, we're not going to pay for your attorney fees later on. Just to let you know. Anyways, going to give a quick shout out to Following Twistics for letting us use their song Breakout for the intro of the show, and Broke for Free for letting us use their song Night Owl as the outro of the podcast. Let's get to talking about video games. I play games, you play games, we play games all day, games. You like my little rhyme there? Yeah, something, Mayo.
Very good. You've been practicing?
Been practicing my Dr. Seuss.
Nice.
Yeah. What's up now? You guys hear the music in the background?
Is there a game tie in here? Or what?
Music in the background is provided by my neighbors who are deciding to throw a barbecue party.
I hear it
in
now,
the middle
Jesus.
of January.
It's getting louder.
In the middle of January, they're deciding to throw a fucking barbecue out in the front yard. And there's nothing I can do about it, guys.
What is going on over there?
It's like 6
mine is
p.m.
10 over there in Oregon. They're throwing a barbecue.
You can't
Mayo's
call the
over there
cops on
minus the
people.
5.
I mean,
podcast
you're gonna have to just deal with it, guys. You're gonna have to deal with it. What you say?
The what?
Yep. Take it out to the garage. What?
Oh, wait, you broke up, man. You broke up, man. You're having technical problems over there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Mayo's breaking up.
You have a connection issue.
Oh, Mayo.
Uh-oh.
Music in the background, connection issue. This is quality podcasting for you, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, Mayo's asking if I had a garage. Yes, but the garage would be closer to them. So it would even be louder than what it is now. So, yeah.
We're going to get you some of those 8-crate type foam.
No, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work, dude. It's coming to the window like it's like a thin window or something. I don't know.
We're gonna board that window up. At least you'll be ready for the coronavirus when it comes, when it really hits.
Oh, I gotta prepare for the coronavirus.
I mean, you need your bullets, your plywood, food,
It's
water.
now confirmed to have hit Chicago and Texas, Gunny.
It's coming this way.
And California, I think. It's everywhere now, Gunny. It's fucking everywhere, bro.
You know what I was thinking? We can get like a big boat and we could all just
go to the ocean
here in Portland.
We just go to the ocean.
If you secure that, that'd be great.
We need a fucking boat to leave. Get on a boat and escape, guys. It's scary shit, man. I've been watching videos like all week about that shit in China. China has like a bunch of cities in lockdown, Gunny.
Yeah, I saw that China's kind of their statement currently to whatever news is. They didn't use grave. What did they put? They put that the situation is. I forgot the actual word now. It's not
under control, guys.
Yeah.
Under control. No worries. We're just locking down 5 cities.
Right.
No worries. Nothing to fear. Dude, you see the market that they shut down? The market where they say the shit started? They were selling wolves and kangaroos and shit in there to eat. Where the fuck do Chinese people get kangaroos from?
I don't know. They eat anything. Chinese people will eat anything.
They had like kangaroos and dogs and cats and bats and snakes and fucking armadillos and shit. And they were selling everything. They had fucking possums. They had raccoons in there. They had all kinds of shit, Gunny. It was just for sale so like you can buy it to butcher it and fucking eat it. They had fucking wolf meat.
Yeah.
That's some crazy shit. No wonder the fucking people got sick. Yeah.
Animals.
Yeah.
One of them catch some kind of virus.
They said that the person who caught the virus caught it from eating some bat soup. What the fuck?
No, I thought it was a snake.
At first they said a snake and then they said a bat. So I don't think they're really sure. I think they're just making shit up. But that's still creepy, man. Like even consider like eating a snake soup or a bat soup. That's fucking weird. Anyways, we're not here to talk about China. China, we hopefully you guys survive this outbreak. We love you guys. We got listeners in China, guys, by the way. So we're not banned there yet. We might be after this one. anyways, get to talk about video games. I played a game this week with my friend Commandalorian. That's right. Me and him got together and decided to play some motherfucking Mordhau. He picked it up finally because he got a PC for Christmas, right? So he was like, I got PC games, Jesus. You guys talk about Mordhau. I buy the Mordhau. I play the Mordhau. That's how he talks, by the way.
Yeah, I think he enjoys the Mordhau.
He does enjoy the Mordhau. Yeah, we were playing quite a bit of it the other day, me and him. At first we were doing kind of shitty. I mean, we did shitty the whole time. But towards the end of it, I feel like me and him were like, we weren't doing terrible. Like, I was number 1 on the team at one point. I don't even know how. I only had like 4 kills. And yet I was number 1 on our team. It goes to show how bad our team was. It was like really bad. Like, we couldn't even get past the first objective. It was that bad. But it was just fun hanging out with a friend and playing Mordhau and talking shit, you know, making fun of the characters, the way they yell and all that shit. We were talking about the different strategies, the different tactics to use. I was showing him different paths you can take around the maps. Kind of like hidden shit that I've learned just by playing it. You know, like you can go all the way around this way, go all the way around that way. Yeah, lots of cool modes. Invasion is a really cool mode. The invasion mode is really fucking good. It's a new mode. It's the newest mode in Mordhau. It's the best mode in my opinion because it's more objective based and it gets people focused on one objective instead of having just random people running everywhere. We play a little bit of Frontlines, kind of the same thing but not as focused as Invasion. But overall, it was fun playing that. So we play a lot of Mordhau. Besides Mordhau, I played some more games this week, ladies and gentlemen. I played some more Call of Duty. Finally reached level 155 max.
Nice.
Oh, Jesus! Reached
Very
max
nice.
level.
All the golden guns.
Yeah, I wish I had all the
All the
golden
XP.
guns. No, I don't have all the golden guns yet. I'm working on the P90 still. I've noticed that some people play this game more than me even. Like Captain Hook plays this game more than me. He posted a picture in the Facebook group showing that he had beat all the challenges already. Like for the season pass. You know, you get different challenges. Each rank you go up. He's beat all of them. And there's some pretty hard challenges in there. Some of them are like get 5 wins in Search and Destroy. Get 5 wins in Free-for-All. Get 20 kills with the assault rifle. Get 20 kills with the rocket launcher. Get 20 kills with the riot shield. They have like different types of challenges you can do in the game. And some of them require different types of equipment to use. Like you got to get 5 kills with the Claymore. And you got to get 5 kills with the Claymore while defending the flag. So like you got to do different things in different modes. And he's beat them all, and I haven't beat them all. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought I played this a lot.
You need to step up your game.
And there's people that play this way more than me, I realize. But it was a lot of fun playing with randoms the other day. I was playing, dude, I was just up late as fuck. And I was just... It got to a point, dude, where, like, I wasn't even thinking. Like there was a match that I got, like, 80 kills, and it was just, like, autopilot mode. I don't know what happened. You know, it's like you're playing so fucking long that you just go on autopilot. It's like you're not even there. So it's like you're just in autopilot. You're just thinking about something else. And next thing you know, you look at the scoreboard and it's like you're number 1 with 80 kills, and you're like, oh, cool, yay, we won.
Like me, like you're getting desensitized to the game.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's fucking weird.
You want to be talking to Joe Biden? He might have.
Oh,
might have
Another thing, yeah, I heard that this week.
A creepy killer.
Creepy killers and
creepy killer.
losers or something. it was
Creepy
called.
killers or something. Little
developers.
creepy killers or something. Loser creepy killers. What the fuck did he call the gamers?
We called the developers that.
Oh,
It
he
wasn't
got-
the gamers.
yeah, he called
was
the
saying that
developers.
They were teaching people to be killers.
Yeah, literally.
And then the developers
creepy.
were creepy.
They were creepy little creepies. Oh shit. Anyways, Call of Duty was fun. But yeah, it's teaching me how to kill, I guess. A lot of fun there, getting ready for World War III. And besides Call of Duty, besides Mordhau, besides all that good stuff. Oh, dude, I want to talk about a story I had in Call of Duty. So last night, I decided to play the co-op mission again, right? Because I want to unlock one of the characters that I have locked, and he's the last character. They're called operators. You guys have seen them, like the skins you can look at. So you pick your skin. Well, there's one operator I have locked, and he's Grinch. And for him, you have to do a mission in co-op, and you have to beat it. Last night, I kid you not, guys, for 2.5 hours, I was doing this mission. Doing it. Retrying, dying. Retrying, dying. Retrying, dying. Finally, I put my mic on, and I started talking to the people. I'm like, yo, guys, put your fucking mics on. Let's get together here. Let's start talking. One of the other dudes got his mic on. Boom. We had 2. Okay. And me and him were playing for a while. Then we had 3. Then we had 4. Finally, we had this 4th person who was like an 11-year-old little kid. Like, I shit you not, he was 11 years old. His name was like Yeet. Yeet or something like that. We're like, Yeet. Anyways, we were doing this mission over and over. We're like 2.5. We're about an hour and 45 minutes into this, retrying this mission over and over, dying like every 5 minutes. So think about it. We have done it like 80 times or 90 times by this point. Same mission. We get to the objective and he glitches out of the map and he falls under the map. So we tell him, do not try to respawn yourself. Just stay down there. And the reason is because if everybody dies on your squad, then the mission's over. But if us 3 went down, us that we were on the top doing the objectives, if we went down, he was still alive under the map. So we just had to wait the 1 minute or whatever, and we would respawn and come out of the plane. And So we got to the last objective in this mission. I kid you not, guys. We had to exfil. That's the only thing we had left. And at this point, like, there was tanks on the map. There was a helicopter. There was like 3 juggernauts. About 1,000 enemies. I shit you not. There was like 1,000 enemies on the screen. Just everyone shooting at us. I get to the exfiltration point, and then like 4 or 5 like of those trucks pull up, and you start jumping out of the truck. And then the Yeet's like, I gotta go, guys. And we're like, dude, don't fucking go, Yeet. Don't fucking go. We need you to stay alive for like 2 more minutes, dude. Our team, like all of my team was down except for me. And I'm trying to stay alive to get to the exfiltration point. And I get there and the helicopter's like, Delta 1, blah, blah, blah. We're coming in hot. And then you see like our friendly helicopter coming in to pick us up. And we're like, Yeet, don't fucking... I gotta go, guys. My parents are telling me I gotta go. I'm like, fuck, dude. He fucking leaves. I kid you not. Like a second before that helicopter touches ground. And I go down and I die. And we're all dead. And the mission's over.
Did you send him a message to uninstall?
We were literally playing that objective with him alive underneath the map. It took us like 35 minutes or something like that to beat that mission. And I was right there, dude. I was right there at the exfiltration point. And we failed. And this was like after 2.5 hours of game time.
Fucking squeaker.
I was like, Jesus Christ. I was fucking upset, mad. I didn't even want to play the game anymore. I just turned it off after that. I was like, I'm done. And like the thing is, I don't know who in Activision or was it Infinity Ward, who the fuck made this fucking game? Who thought like, oh, we're gonna make these really cool missions with like voiceover and have like an intro to them and have all this cool shit going on. But you know what will make it really fun? If every objective that these guys go to, there's like 1,000 enemies that spawn. Wouldn't that be fun? And wouldn't it be fun to make him do Wouldn't it be fun to make him do like 7 objectives on the mission that they have to run across the map, like 7 different locations, and then they have to hack into a computer, go through each file individually, and try to find some crates, and then you have to tag the crates, each one. I was like, whoever designed these missions in co-op for Call of Duty, you are a piece of shit. You are a fucking dick. Fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. I hope you lost your job after this game came out. I am fucking pissed. You fucking asshole. Fuck you. Go work for a fucking stupid ass Coalition and go make some horde mode for Gears of War or something stupid like that. This isn't fucking horde mode. This is supposed to be a co-op mission. And there's no fucking way like you can do this stealth. Because in the beginning of the game they're like, oh, you guys can go in stealth or go in loud. It's your option.
Have you ever seen
and
a
I'm
stealth?
Like, there is no way. All right, Gunny, there's no way you can go stealth. You know why? Because as soon as you get to the first point, the first little room you're supposed to hack or whatever, there's a fucking juggernaut standing in the middle of the room.
Yeah, it's not Splinter
Cell.
So
how are you supposed to go in stealth when there's a fucking juggernaut standing in the middle of the room? You're supposed to go in first.
Activate camouflage. Oh wait, they don't have that. We don't have that.
You know, the juggernaut, as soon as you see him, as soon as you open that door, he's like standing right there, and he's like standing there, and you just shoot at him, and he calls in for backup right away. It's like you can't kill a juggernaut with one shot with any gun. So how do they expect you to kill him? I don't or go in stealth like they say. I don't get that. It's so fucking unbalanced and so stupidly designed that it pisses me off. I know why people are giving it so much shit because it's a fucking shitty ass mode that they require you to play to unlock characters for the multiplayer. That is bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just frustrating. It really is.
That's amazing that they kept it. They just
and they haven't fixed it.
It makes me not want to go back and play co-op missions.
And they haven't fixed it, Gunny. The only co-op mission I ever beat was the airplane one. And that one's not nearly as hard as that other one. The one that to get the Kovalda mission to get Grinch as a playable character. I don't know how people did that. You have to have like a full squad of people with mics, of people that you know that are good at the game. And you all have to go in there and just fucking wreck house. Like, everyone on your team has to be good at the game. You know, you can't have like one dude who's like, I'm sort of good, guys. Like, no, like everyone on your team has to be fucking decent or really good at the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
to be able to beat it. It was hard, dude.
Yeah, and a random thing to cut it.
Man.
Especially a squeaker.
The squeaker was winning it for us, though. He was the MVP of that match. Without him, we wouldn't have made it to the end. The problem was that he didn't hold on till we finished the mission. He got I think he got bored of sitting there, because he couldn't do anything. He was underneath the map. I think it just got to him. Like these fucking asshole little kids don't have an attention span more than 10 seconds. So you couldn't force him to sit there. And he was like, I gotta go, guys.
I gotta brush my teeth.
I gotta go to bed. Motherfucker, it's Friday night.
Just leave the PC run. Just go do your thing. Just leave it run.
I don't know if he was playing on PC. Probably playing on Xbox or something. But still, like, fucking little shit.
Yeah.
Little fucking asshole. Should have stayed on. Pissed me off.
It was my son. I would have grounded him.
You should have, Gunny. You ground your son just because of him. Fucking pissed me off. Anyways.
Yeah, I would have been the cool dad. If I was his dad, I would have been like, that's right, son. You sit there and you finish that round because I know how important it is for all your teammates you're playing with. I do that all the time, actually, with my boys playing. He'd be like in an online match, and my wife will want him to get off. I'm like, no, he needs to finish that round. I'm not going to make him quit in the middle of a round and mess up whatever he's gone on with everybody else.
I do the same thing with the wife. Like, he needs to brush his teeth right now. That's why I use that reference, And I'm like, no, he doesn't. He needs to help his teammates.
Anyways.
I'm like, yeah, I can wait.
Besides all that good shit, that fun experience, that wonderful experience I had with Call of Duty's co-op, I played some more games this week, guys. More games. I bought Plague Inc. on Steam because it's on sale for $6.
Yeah, there's a big lunar sale going on. Steam.
You big Steamer, you.
No, you see that game when that game is like selling like 150% more than usual right now because of the fucking virus thing.
I would think Division would be playing like maybe the original because
no,
it's more about
it's Plague Inc. They're saying that in China the sales of that game rose like 300% or something because
just to add to the hysteria.
Because people in China want to know how viruses spread or something like that. It's wild, but yeah, they fucking pretty wild. And then me and Brink, we played some Apex Legends this week. Wasn't it with you, Mayo?
Yeah, to say that was part of what I played this week. That was one of my few.
It was fun, right? We played some.
Yeah.
We sucked, but it was fun. Yeah, we played some Apex Legends, and then we played actually with Crafty, right? Was it Crafty that we played with?
No, we were playing a Brink.
No, but then your friend come on, and then you were like, it's only
Snickersnee.
Well, who was it? Snickersnee? Yeah.
Yeah, Snickersnee joined us, but we played PUBG for a little while.
Yeah,
and then we went back to Apex. You went back with him, and I went to Call of Duty.
Yeah, we went back to Apex with him, and Apex is so much smoother, man. Like, you go from PUBG to Apex, it's like ridiculous how much smoother Apex is. Just everything's so much faster and easier to do. Opening doors, picking shit up, equipping shit. It's so much easier. Like, you just click it and it works.
Yeah, and I haven't even played Apex in for a while, and it felt really natural immediately again. You know, just through and...
Everything feels good about that game. You play PUBG and everything still... like, just picking stuff up feels very wonky. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes it'll do it, and sometimes it'll like force you to press F twice, and sometimes it'll fucking be like, nope, it didn't work. No, you didn't pick that up. Or no, it's just so stupid.
Or you jump out of the plane at the wrong time.
Yeah, like Mayo, like every time, Mayo.
Way over here, 10 miles away.
Mayo did it like 6 times in a row.
Gig update on PUBG today.
So Gunny, I dropped out of the plane like 3 or 4 times trying to mark the map. So my son played the count, and since the last time I had played, so he rebound on my keys. So I thought I was marking the map, and it was making me jump out of the plane.
Oh, so no.
I'm like jumping like halfway across the map too early, and then I'm like free falling, and then I realized I'm dropping out of the plane, and it's one of those situations where it's like, okay, guys, I'll come find you. I'll find a car eventually and get to your way. And at that point, like Brink, he's going to like, what would he go, like Pochinki that one time? And he got into a big shootout because we were playing squads. Jesus was outside in the countryside. I'm like half the map away, and Brink was in Pochinki and getting lit up, and we were trying to save, but it didn't work out so well.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. So yeah, we played a lot of that, a lot of Apex, a lot of all that good shit. Besides all that stuff, man, What the fuck else did I play? Trying to think. What was a game that I played, Mayo, that I got this week?
So we can talk about for a minute is one of the games I've also played was we played some Tarkov together.
Oh, yeah. So Tarkov, we were playing some of that. I mean, I still haven't played enough of it to really form my opinion on it. Like, I see these streamers, dude, and they're just playing the fuck out of this game. But guys gotta think about that. Like, every time I think about these guys, I'm like, oh, they're so good. I'm like, these motherfuckers have, like, all day to play this. They don't do nothing else but this. So right. It's not a surprise they're good at the game. Like, if I had nothing but 10 hours to play the one game, I would be just as good.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that game has such a hard, like, entry level.
Because
when you drop into the map, you just have no idea where you're going. You have no idea where the extractions are at. All you know to do is just double hit O, and it'll tell you can extract on the south fence. And you have absolutely no idea. You don't get a compass. You don't get, any way to tell direction or anything like that. So you're going to, like, run around. Okay, I found this building. But you don't know if you're, like, on the north side of the building, on the south side of the building. So you can even use, like, an external map, like on another monitor or something like that. And you just basically are going to go one direction, but you don't even know if you're going north or south. It's just really weird. If you haven't played Tarkov, have you, Gunny?
No, but I've watched a lot of it. A lot of gameplays. I watched every day.
We're just talking about for a second. Just the entry level into that game is like it drops you into a map, and you have nothing to go on. Like, it just tells you where your extraction point is, and I think it gives you a little bit of green smoke once you find it. But the maps are decent size, so unless you know the map really well, it's hard to kind of learn where you got to go. I think you just got to keep playing the same maps over and over after a while, and just kind of learn those extractions, and then going from there. Big McLarge Huge from our group is the guy I played with a couple of times, and he walked me around and he was showing me this place and that place, and I don't remember all the places that he was showing us. So it's like there was so much.
Is there a timer, like, on there? That's one thing I don't see, like, on a stream that I don't see. If there's a timer for, is it always like 45 minutes or 20 minutes or whatever it might be?
I think it's 50 minutes. I'm not positive. But so if you don't get out in 50 minutes, you just automatically die and you lose all the gear that you had. So even if you're using your really important, like your PNC character, I think it's called, you're going to lose all your gear you took in. So you're, like, wandering around the map. You have no idea if you're close to the extraction or not sometimes. And you almost need a guide. I wish the game would either give you some kind of in-game marker or, like, a compass to tell you at least which way is north and south.
Yeah. I feel like as a console gamer, I feel like, do we have a companion app?
Yeah, I mean,
like we used to have with, like, really a Tomb Raider or something,
Yeah, you really do feel lost in it. Like, you drop in, and there's no HUD. You just have to go off your instinct and just figure it out. And just, okay, we're gonna go this way. Hopefully, this is north.
Oh yeah, and also make sure you know that your teammates are near you, so you don't shoot them.
Oh yeah, that's really communication key, Gunny.
Oh yeah, it is.
So, Jesus, myself, and Brink, we all drop in together. And so you don't have a HUD, you don't have names above your people you're with, you don't have any indicator, right?
Mm-mm.
So we go in this abandoned building. It's real dark and there's lots of little lighting, and so pictured like a hangar, but it has, like, hallways off to the left and the right. So I think at this point I'm in the front, and Brinker and Jesus are behind me. So we're all kind of looking around, looking for gear. And at one point in time, I know Jesus was on my right. And so I'm, like, looking along all the stuff on the left. Well, I find this hallway. And I walk around in the corner of this hallway, and there's, like, an exit. So a way out. And what do I see right by the exit? There's a guy with his back to me, and he's, like, going through stuff. And I'm like, guys, we got company with us.
You didn't say shit. You just shot me, you asshole.
I was afraid.
You were real afraid. My back towards you, you fucking dick.
Shot him in the back.
Nice. And so I might have shot him a couple times.
Oh, no, yeah, a couple times. He shot like 5 shots at me, Gunny. He hit me like 4 times. My guy was bleeding out. My leg was destroyed. I couldn't even walk right anymore. My thorax was all fucked up, which is like your main chest part or whatever. It was all fucked up, bleeding. I had to take pills every 5 seconds to keep my guy standing upright. Because asshole Mayo decided to fucking shoot me.
But what do you do, Gunny? What's the proper thing to do when you shoot somebody by accident and it's your teammate you didn't realize? You give him some ibuprofen. I gave him all the ibuprofen.
That's what I always do.
Yeah, you shoot your friends, you give them ibuprofen, guys.
Take 2 of these and I'll call you. Call me.
I think I gave you some morphine, actually, if
You
I remember.
did.
I could give you a splint.
I took everything.
Ibuprofen.
I took all that shit. Like, and my guy was still fucked up, but I took all those medicines. My guy was all fucked up, dude.
Sounds like his ego was more messed up than his thorax.
Oh no, everything was fucked up. And then these guys are jumping like into like this, like the next building, like, all right, let's jump in here, guys, get in there. And I'm like, I can't jump, guys. Like, yeah, just double jump. I'm like, I can't fucking double jump. And they're like, just press spacebar to us. You're full of shit. I knew exactly how to double jump, you asshole. My guy couldn't double jump. You fucking dick. You fucking shot me. I was like, you motherfucker. I was waiting for my moment to shoot Mayo in the back.
Maybe he couldn't jump as high because his leg was hurt, but
maybe.
I don't believe.
Maybe. My leg wasn't just hurt. My leg said 0% health, and it said like it was broken, Mayo. So it wasn't just a little fucking hurt. It was destroyed. I pretty much had a dead leg. Still walking around. My guy would walk, and every time he'd walk, he'd be like, ugh, ugh. Like, that's all I heard. Everything I do was like all fucking hurt. And then I would make him run, and he'd be like, ah! Just screaming.
That's how you don't normally do it, though, Mayo, right? Don't you shoot first, ask questions later?
Yeah.
Is that you, Jesus?
Communication was key. And evidently, he went down the hallway, and he did not tell me.
Well, I figured my friend would know that I'm in the next room. Fucking motherfucker. Yeah.
Are there emotes in this game at all? Can you wave or dance or anything?
I think you can't you?
I don't think so.
Can you tell people hi or something?
I think you can talk to each other, but like even then it's in Russian if you're a scav. So you speak Russian, so you don't know what they're saying.
Yeah. Anyways, this is a fun game. Last game that I played on my list, guys, I want to really talk about this one. It's really interesting. It's Frostpunk. I played the last autumn expansion. And dude, it's really fucking good, Gunny. Like, this changes everything in the game for me. So it's like I said earlier when last time I talked about it or before it came out. It's based before the events of Frostpunk. So it's before the big freeze or whatever, right? Like it's kind of like people like the climate scientists are saying that there's climate change is happening, and like people are barely starting to believe them. So the government of England sends you off from Birmingham. They send you off to this island like far away to start building this generator thing. And you're tasked. Your job is you're the boss of like all these people they send you with on a boat. And your job is to like set up a work camp so you can build this huge generator, right? Like one of those steam core things or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a huge hole in the ground when you start. There's a huge hole, and that's where you're going to be building it out of. And you have like a circle around that hole. And in that circle, in that zone, which is like so much away from that like circle on the ground or the hole in the ground, that zone, only certain buildings can be built inside that zone. So, for example, you have like these factories you unlock. Factories, resource depots, and other shit you unlock. But it's all, you can only build those.
With housing as well?
No. You only build the stuff to build the stuff near the hole. Housing has to be built outside that zone. So, like, outside that zone, you can build houses and whatever.
Makes sense since it's not current events.
It's not, yeah, so like it doesn't, like, cold does not factor into this mode at all from what I've seen so far.
Interesting.
I've died though, so I haven't beat it, so it could factor in at the end of the game. I don't know yet. But anyways, you start off with like 50 workers and like 15 engineers and like yourself, and you're the boss. And pretty much you have to start telling them, okay, gather the metal, gather all the wood, because there's like resource piles around there already, you know, like the government went ahead of time and left some resources there for you to start up the camp. So your job is to get the camp going. You have to like research these docks. So like you build a dock, and the dock is where the ships come in, and the ships will bring you whatever resource you want them to bring you. So you can either choose to bring in coal, wood, or steel. And in every fucking week or so often, like every 2 days or whatever, there's a boat that comes in, and that'll bring in steel. It'll just keep bringing it every fucking day, every day, so you don't run out of steel, you know what I mean? And then every so often, once you build this beacon thing, the government, you can ask them for, like, supplies. You can be like, okay, I need 50 workers, I need 10 engineers, and I need a steam core. Like, you know what a steam core is, right? Those, like, special steam core things that you could use to build things. So you can ask for those, but those take up a lot of space, so, like, you can only have so many of those per ship.
Right.
Anyways, it takes the ship a day to get there. And then they get there and they drop off the workers, then they go back. And like there's like the cool new thing about this mode, Gunny, is that it doesn't have to do anything with the cold, but like the new laws that are in the game are interesting. There's one, for example, like when people die in this mode, you can choose to either bury them at the camp, like make a cemetery, but that lowers the morale of your workers because they walk by the cemetery every day. It reminds them how dangerous it is to work there, to work at this camp. It reminds them of the danger and the people they lost, you know.
So you still have your meter of hope and discontent?
It's not hope and discontent. It's something else. It's like it's discontent and motivation. So how motivated they are to work. Anyways, this cemetery, you can choose to build a cemetery, or you can choose to build a morgue, and you repatriate the dead bodies back to England. So you're like, you send the bodies back to England. But to send the bodies back, you have to spend 5 wood to create a coffin for them. And you have to, like, every time somebody dies, you have to, like, prepare them. So the next boat that comes in, you put them on the boat and they fucking leave with the boat and go back to England to be buried with their family. Or there's a law that later on in the game you can pass. That's like, oh, the company will pay for, the company will honor the fallen. So like this like new law that says like the company's gonna pay for the fallen heroes of that built this great fucking thing or whatever. You have to spend steel now, and you'll make a steel coffin for the people that die. So like it looks nicer, you know, when they arrive back in England or whatever. So it makes it look like the company gives a fuck about their employees. And the whole point of this mode is to keep the employees motivated enough to keep working, because there is a point in time where they fucking will strike. They will fucking strike. And that moment for me was when the mine, because I hadn't built, they were building this, like they were building the base structure, right? I had a factory that built these, like they build these beams or whatever. So now I had enough beams, but I had to have 50 workers build inside the hole. They had to build the base structure of the heater tower core thing. They have to build the base, right? During the building of this base, like the foundation of the fucking heater, these assholes fucking weren't following safety procedures, and they blew up the fucking mine. Like, something happened and it blew up, and it killed like one of my workers, and it trapped like 40 of them underground. Oh, so it's like, okay, now you have 40 workers trapped underground. Do you want to send in a rescue team? The problem is I don't have enough research done to have the rescue team unlocked. So it's like, okay, you can either send in a rescue team, leave them down there, or blow up, like make a hole by blowing it up, and hopefully they escape. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to have to blow it up, and because I can't afford to lose 50 workers or 40 workers, right?
It's a lot.
So, yeah.
In games size,
especially when like you can only get so many back every time you ask for a new shipment from London or whatever. They can only send so many, so like it's fucking difficult to see how many workers are down there. So like I blow it up, and then they come back out, right? And they're like, oh, thank God you saved us, we love you. And then they're like, fuck you. The next day they're like, we don't want to work, we're going on strike. And I was like, why are you guys going on strike?
Go back in the hole.
And they're like,
they had their life flash before their eyes, and they're like, we don't want to work anymore.
They're like, we don't want to work in this hole because this hole is fucking dangerous, and you need to make it safer for us to work. So I'm like sitting there and I'm trying to negotiate with the strikers. I'm like, okay, guys, I'll make it safer for you to work. Okay. So like, I'm trying to research shit to make it safer for them, but it's so fucking hard, Gunny, because there's so many different things you can research to make it safer for them. You can like build these ventilation things. It's like a big thing that has like a fan on it, And this ventilation thing is supposed to keep the gases that come out of that ground and the hole
Like
in the
methane,
ground.
yeah.
It keeps the gases low, so like the workers can work longer inside the hole. But eventually the gases start spewing out even further, and like even the one thing that I had built wasn't enough for it. So I'm like, what the fuck? I made a labor union for them, and the union helped those assholes strike even more. And I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't figure it out, and I'm having a hard time trying to beat this game, dude. I don't know what the hell to do, Gunny. Like, you can build a labor union, or you can side with the scientists, and the scientists are like, we'll figure it out. We'll build a better factory, and we'll make it easier for them to work. So you have to choose a side. Like, I'm going to side with the workers or with the scientists, and depending on who you side on, like, I decided to side with the workers, Gunny, and make a labor union because there's way more workers than scientists on this fucking camp. All right? There's like 30 scientists and like 100 workers. Scientists are going to get their asses kicked by the workers if the workers get pissed off. You know what I mean? I was like, I got to stay on the big group side. Yeah, fuck yeah. But it's difficult, dude. Like, this mode it's very interesting because it adds like this whole new dynamic. You got to keep enough food coming into the camp. So you have to build a fishing dock. So like all they do is fish there, and they have to fish to get enough food to feed everybody in the camp. And the type of meals you give to your employees depends how motivated they are the next day. And every morning they wake up, the further you get into the game, the more motivation goes down. So the less motivated they are to work. And then they start believing in crazy shit. So like, for example, like one of them will get a letter. They'll get a letter from their loved one in India. And it'll be like, hey, our farm in India collapsed because of the Great Freeze. We have to leave and we're moving to London because everything's breaking down in India. Like, the government's collapsed. There's no fucking order. It's chaos down here. We're just evacuating and we're leaving to London because it's safer up there. And it's like, okay, now you have this letter that you received from London or whatever for this person. And it's like, do you want to give him this letter? And it'll increase. I like that. It'll increase the chaos inside the camp because they'll know the truth. Or do you want to censor the letter? And I'm like, I will censor this shit. But then, like, these motherfuckers, like, if you give them faith, they'll start believing in, like, superstition and shit. Like, for example, there was, like, an owl in the camp. And this owl was perched on top of the fucking factory or whatever. And the workers were scared to go to work because they believed the owl was cursed. And they were like all superstitious, like, there's a fucking owl, we're gonna die. So like you have to like motivate them to get their asses back to work because of this fucking owl. And then the next day there was a flock of owls flying around the camp. So like, oh fuck, we're gonna die. So like it's all these crazy cool little things they added into the game. And then like they added some real cool music in the background. It's like Game of Thrones, like piano music in the background. It's very like thoughtful music that makes you like just like everything's fucking gloomy, man. Like, how am I gonna handle this situation? And it's intense, dude. It's way more, even though it's not like, I don't feel like the people are dying as often as they are in regular Frostpunk with the cold, but it's more intense even so, because there's like this toxic gas you're dealing with, and the toxic gas can get out of hand, dude. If that thing gets to level 3, your whole camp is engulfed in gas, and like your people are just fucking pissed and they're dying. And I got fired because I missed my deadlines, because you got deadlines you got to meet, right? Like, you have to have like the first deadline is to like build the base, the foundation of the Steam core. You got to have that part done within like so many weeks of the game starting. So if you don't have that part done, you're fucked. And at first I was like 8 days ahead of schedule, and just a few decisions later, Gunny, because of these assholes going on strike and the fucking explosion that set me back and all that shit, I was like 4 days behind schedule. And next thing you know, the governor of fucking England or whatever the fuck, he's like, hey, you motherfucker, you're not getting, next time you fail to meet the fucking deadline, you're fired. And I was like, oh fuck. And sure enough, the second deadline came through and I didn't have it, not even near done. I didn't even know how to get there.
So how many playthroughs have you done, or just the one?
I've done 2 so far, and I first one I quit halfway through because I realized I was gonna lose. Second one I just lost, and like they're like, you're going back to England. You fucking suck as a leader.
You know, even though this game can be somewhat of a roll of the dice, or it's still fun to go through each playthrough. You know,
it's so much fun.
And follow it through to the end. You know, till you get fired or quit or what happens.
It's a lot of fun, dude. I'm having a blast with this mode, Gunny. Because like I
Man,
said,
this sounds exciting because I did play this game a couple weeks ago, but I just played the vanilla game because now that it came to Xbox Game Pass, and just exactly like it is on Steam, and I actually had to go through and do three plays.
Yeah.
I actually tried it myself this week. Actually, I tried playing on my ultra wide because any kind of top-down game looks really good on ultra wide, and it gave me like black bars. So it was giving me the screen with like bars on the side, so it really wasn't like ultra wide support. But that was pretty much the longest I've given it a run through, and I know you guys really liked it, so I tried playing through, and I was having a hard time at first figuring out on the vanilla one how to upgrade my my core or like the heater, So like my people outside the first ring were pretty much freezing, and they're like, you need to research it to make more heat or whatever. And I couldn't figure out how to do it first. And then finally things started going pretty sideways, and then I figured out how to do it. So then I wanted to start over again, but I played just a little bit longer, and then I stepped away. And I think that's when I started jumping on with you guys when we started playing PUBG and stuff. But I definitely get back into it and give it another playthrough now that I know how to kind of set things up initially, because I was doing a lot of reading early on, just trying to figure things out, being kind of lost. And now I kind of know. I don't think it's going to go any better for me the way it sounds, because it sounds like the game's pretty punishing.
You have to go through several, playthroughs.
To figure it out. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with this new DLC, because in this new DLC, there's also new stuff, Gunny. Like, you can have like this new research. Like it says, hey, we have experimental medicine we can give your workers. Like it's the top of the line, newest medicine in the world. We can give it to your workers, but we don't know the side effects of them. And you're like, wait a minute, what? And it's like, yeah, we can treat your workers and they'll get less sick because they're working in toxic fumes, but there's side effects to this shit. What are the side effects? We don't know. We can't tell you. You have to deal with that.
Oh, we didn't mention that.
So it's like, okay. And there's also another one, Gunny, where you can add cocaine to the food.
It used to be sawdust in the soup, but now it's cocaine.
Now it's cocaine to motivate them, to keep them like up and going, make them fucking work longer hours.
For everyone.
And then there's also like another one where you can set up a fucking fight club, like to let them fight each other, but then every so often one of the people that get knocked out is going to be really hurt, so you have to take him to the hospital. And you can have a brothel, which I set up, and then next thing you know, like a few weeks into the brothel, the prostitutes got STDs, and then I had to deal with that. It's like, okay, do you want to deal with the prostitutes having STDs? Then you have to send them to the hospital, and then when they're in the hospital, they're not at the brothel, and the workers get mad because they can't have sex with them, and everyone gets mad. So like all this shit's going on in the game, and it's a fucking nutty like experience, man. Like the new DLC, it's fucking crazy, but it adds so much new shit to the game that I'm having a fucking blast.
Sounds a lot different.
I like this.
A little bit.
Yeah, because I swear I went and looked at this, guys, because I thought I had paid for that first part of the DLC, which was like $8. I just didn't have the 30 for the season pass at the time. And then I looked at the new DLC that you mentioned, and I think you have to buy the season pass. I couldn't figure out how to buy it separately. But another thing, Jesus, if you like this game a lot, another thing you're describing to me is what I've played in Anno 1800 on the Uplay store.
Yeah. Well, this game is the shit, though, man. I fucking love this. Like, this game, I fucking love it, dude. I love the aesthetic of it, the Frostpunk style. It's like this, what's that fucking style? It's like cyberpunk kind of like style, you know what I mean? We're like, it's like old school.
A little bit.
It's like old school fucking style, but it's like new modern shit, but it's old school. It's fucking weird. It's interesting. It's
you are adding in that older part with like some like colonial, I guess I would call them even further back, tents where the people live, which can eventually be upgraded.
They can be upgraded to big houses or whatever. Like in this mode, you can have it to like where you overcrowd the tents, so you can add more workers and there'll be less people outside, or you can give them more space to make them more comfortable. And there's all kinds of cool shit that happens in this game. There's one where like this dude, his wife sends him a lewd picture, and it's like, do you want to confiscate the picture and keep it for yourself, or do you want to give it to the worker? And I was like, oh, fuck it, give it to him. But then the next day, the worker got beat up by another worker because the other guy wanted the picture of that dude's wife. And the dude's like, I beat him up and I won the picture. It was a fight. Like, we were fighting for the picture and I won, and now it's my picture. And I'm like, but it's that dude's wife. I'm like, what do I do with this? And it's like, do you give the guy the picture, the guy that won the fight? Do you give it back to the other dude because it's his wife? Or do you keep the picture for yourself? Or throw it away?
That's what I love about this game. The
and it's like,
interesting choices you can make for each character or as a group of people.
It's fucking nutty, man.
Did they also add in children? Because you mentioned the scientists and the workers. Is it
no children?
Children
No children in this that I've seen yet.
Okay.
But there's that shit about like making workers work overtime and making them like
24-hour shifts.
Yeah, no, but now you can compensate them. You can pay them time and a half. Like you can pass that law where they get paid extra shit for working longer or whatever. So there's that.
I remember my first little playthrough. Again trying to figure the game out. I remember building a couple of buildings, and I think I built like a clinic because people were starting to get sick early on. I built a bunch of tents, and then they're like, oh, these people need shelter. Then a couple of them started getting sick. And so as soon as I could, I built a clinic. But I didn't realize I needed to put workers in the clinic. So it was just sitting there empty the whole time. And my people were all getting sick and everything. I'm like, what is going on here? This is not working right. Yeah. I clicked on the little thing. I clicked on the clinic, and it said like 0 workers. And I'm like, this makes sense now. I just assumed it was going to just automatically start healing people.
There is an update recently so kind of when you hover over it with a keyboard mouse, with your mouse, it will actually show like a percentage of how many workers work there. So you don't have to worry about you don't have to double click on it.
Yeah, and I kind of didn't see that when I was messing around with it, but I think that's what made me figure it out, that I was had nobody in there. Happened to mouse over it. I'm like, why are these people getting sick yet? Do I need to build another clinic? And then I mouse over it, and it was like 0 workers.
That's
the
other thing too.
Okay.
When you go through this, just know these are some of the things you need to know. There are some things you need to know ahead of a time where you will get objectives, right? That's mentioned too, where it'll say, hey, you need to build 2 more clinics or build clinics or something, right? So don't build them early on until they actually tell you to.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Because
either that or
I was trying to learn the game, so I was just kind of waiting, and they kept telling me, people were sick, and we need to build a clinic. I'm like, okay, so I turned around, got the resources, and built the clinic, and I just didn't start it.
And there's care houses, and it goes. There's so much to manage, but it's so fun.
Yeah, the one thing that I decided to do in my last playthrough was they kept asking me for clinics, and I didn't have enough engineers because, like I said, the engineers only come on a boat every so often, and only so many fit on the boat. So, what I started doing was I started opening up all these clinics, because I would promise them clinics. I'd be like, all right, I promise you I'll open up a clinic in 3 days. And then I'd build the clinic, and then I'd grab one of the engineers from the other clinic, and they'd have 5, so I'd make it 4, and then I put him over here, and then as soon as you put him there, it opens up the clinic. So it's like, hey, you kept your promise of opening up a clinic. Woo, the hope rises, or whatever. People are happy now. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm tricking all you assholes. There's not more doctors, just more clinics.
The next day, you just close the clinic down.
No, right? I keep them open. Yeah. I just have less doctors at the other clinic, and then I just wait for hopefully more scientists. Yeah, it was tricky, man. The new mode also has this different paths you can take. The other path that I took was there's a labor path that you can take. It's called safety, and in this path, you're building safety precautions for the employees. So you hire inspectors that go into the fucking hole or whatever, the factory where they're building the shit, and they inspect things and they inspect the tools. So and every so often at each work site or at the work site, you have this factor that says +1 safety for having the safety engineer, -2 for the toxic gases, +1 because you have a safety inspection list, and things factor in where something will negatively affect your safety or positively affect it. And some workers, like I said, they won't work in a place that's high risk, super dangerous. Pretty much death is guaranteed for somebody. They won't work there, and they'll strike. So that's where you got to keep a balance. And it's fucking interesting. This new DLC is worth it, in my opinion. I think it's $15. I know if you bought it on the Xbox, if you bought the game, not if you got it on Game Pass, but if you bought it, I think this DLC was included with it. I think they promised you this DLC and the last one if you pay the $60 for it. If you got it on Game Pass, you're gonna have to buy this DLC separately. I don't know, but I don't know if it came out on consoles. It could have or it could not. I don't know. I don't know
I
about
haven't
that.
looked. I just played the vanilla game.
It's on PC though for sure. But this game, man, it's incredible. I fucking love it. It's awesome. Frostpunk, the last
Yeah.
autumn or whatever the fuck it's called. Last autumn or last fall or some shit.
I think it's last autumn. That's what I saw.
Anyways, I'm done with the fuck I've been playing. I'm gonna go play some more Frostpunk, guys. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
I need to get into it more. Like I said, it was kind of early for me. I still haven't. What exactly do the researchers do? I know I had 5 of them, but
So they
Well-
work in there's like a main research building, and one of the things I think, so anytime you're researching anything, and if you notice in that menu with whether it be heaters or sawmills, like to improve them, or your coal mines, it just makes all that research go faster.
oh, okay.
And then I think they also do like the hospitals and something else.
Engineers work in certain spots.
Yeah,
they
the
can
engineers.
they can only be used for like
But you can put them anywhere.
hospitals. They could be used for hospitals, or that research. The workshop is called the workshop. That's what does your research.
Yeah.
And like, say you open up 3 workshops and you have 3 of them going with full staff of 5 engineers on each one, then your research will actually be done 3 times as fast as having one open and just doing research with one. So the more you have open, the faster your research goes. But you cannot research 2 things at the same time, and it's only one thing at a time. But it'll go faster if you have more open. But yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
But you can put research workers anywhere, but really you want them in research areas.
You want them in shit where they are specified, like only they can do. For example, like medical outpost, only they can be doctors, or only they can research shit like that.
You don't want them hunting for food,
No.
when they keep researching heaters.
You don't want them chopping wood,
Yeah. Cooking in the
Chop
kitchen.
that wood.
chopping wood, or cooking shit in the kitchen. Yeah, when they could be fucking doing something.
That's
real
what the
quick.
children are for. Make them
Yeah,
cook.
make the children work. Fuck yeah.
24-hour shift.
Oh, fuck. Anyways. Yeah, what have you been playing, Mayo? Besides Tarkov, Apex, and all that shit.
The night we played, again, the Tarkov, the PUBG rounds we did, where we did pretty miserably. What do you think our best round was? Like, maybe top 15, maybe?
Oh, which one?
In PUBG.
No, we got like top 10 at least. I remember we got pretty close at one point.
I remember that one round we were all in the house, and we had people shooting us, and the guy
Oh,
kept
every
sniping.
fucking direction. Dude, every direction those motherfuckers shooting at us. They all knew we were in
Yeah.
there for some reason.
Gunny, we were getting shot from like every different direction, and then finally we got pushed, and I think I knocked a guy, and they were trying to come through the door, and they ended up knocking 3 of us, and then was it
Yeah.
Snickers or Brink? Brink was the last guy, and he was hiding in the bathroom, and finally he took like 1 out, and then they ended up getting to him too, and so I think we said at this point we were like, forget this game, let's go back to Apex. And so at that point in time there was 4 of us in the group. Since Apex is only a 3-player game, I went ahead and jumped into a round of Call of Duty, and as right away I had one of my friends from work send me an invite, and he was playing on his Xbox, and he was doing some kill confirmed, and so I don't know, I probably played an hour and a half of that maybe, and I was still in chat with Jesus and them, so I just kind of listened to them guys and kind of talking back and forth, and I think that's about it for that night. And then the next day is when I played Frostpunk. Like I said, trying to get that to work on my ultra wide, and then just trying to understand and figure that game out. And after that, I just kind of was like, I'm gonna try and find something different. And so I was watching one of my buddies stream, and he was playing this indie game. He plays a lot of indie games, and it's a game I was curious about because it looked a lot like an old school Ninja Gaiden, kind of Dead Cells like, and it kind of piqued my interest as I continued to watch him. I was just kind of actually chatting with him at first just to see how he was doing, and I haven't talked to him for a while. And the more I watched, the more curious about the game I got, because I'd never heard of it before. So I messaged him the next day and I asked him what the game was, and he told me what it was. And the game was called, I think it's pronounced Sundered. It's like Sundred. So I don't know if it. So
Sundered.
yeah, it's kind of a weird spelling, but I asked him, and he's like, "Yeah, here's a link, you know." So he sent me a link, and it was on Steam. It's on like the Xbox, and the game came out in 2017, and it's something I've never heard of. I've never really seen around. So I was curious about it. I thought, maybe I need something new to pick up. So I jump on Steam right away, and lo and behold, it was on sale for $4.99 right now on the Steam Lunar sale. So I immediately bought it, installed it remotely. So I had it installed, like ready to go. Like I bought it while I was at work. I had it ready to go when I got home, and fired it up, and I'm enjoying it so far. This game is a lot like Dead Cells in a way. It's good old side-scrolling, hand-drawn, and you're like this little like ninja type character, and you're running through. And the only difference between this and like Dead Cells so far that I'm seeing right away is that it's kind of like a Metroidvania in the aspect there's like areas you can't get to that would require. I know at one point it required like a double jump. There's like a ledge I couldn't reach, so I knew I couldn't go there. And like you can pull up the map anytime, so I just knew I had to go the other way. So I'd go the other way, and I'd kind of explore. And I find this big artifact, and I click on it, and it says you now have like a permanent shield, so like you can absorb so much damage before you actually take any damage for your character. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Kept on going. I found later on, I found another ability which was like a double jump, and so I was able to go back to that place before I can get to. And basically, you kept progressing through the game and just finding different items. And I kept, as you kill enemies, you get these little orbs, and I didn't know what they were for. They didn't really tell me early on, and I played for probably 45 minutes before I finally died. There was this big black ball thingy, and every time I would hit it, more enemies would spawn. But as you would kill the enemies and you hit it again, it got kind of smaller. So it was just kind of like a continual wave of enemies. Well, I almost had it completely gone, and I ended up dying. And the game was like, well, you need to get stronger. You need this help. And come to find out, these orb type things that they give you when you die are a form of currency, and it gives you this big map, and you can spend your currency on your character for permanent upgrades for your character. So I bought like multiple things and increased my armor. I could increase my shield. I could increase my melee attack damage. And I could increase, like, you have like these runes. You can have like 3 runes, and you can increase like the amount of runes you can have on your character. So I spent all that I could, all the money I had saved up, and went back into the game. And it was a lot easier. Like I had doing more damage. I had higher armor, and there was like a faster regeneration of my shield. I put points in that. So there's this big, long skill tree that you can unlock, and you just kind of start putting points in things. And it's that classic, you got to put 3 points in this one, you got to spend so much money in this one, then unlocks the next one past it. And you can go different pathways, so you can kind of look at it and figure out which way you want to build your character. If you want to add more armor, if you want to add more melee damage and stuff like that. So, and that permanently saves your character. So the last time when I died, I shut it off for the night, but I spent all my tokens that I had or orbs that I had, and each time you're going to play the round, your character is going to get stronger. So it's a lot like Dead Cells in that aspect, where instead of getting new weapons, I'm getting better armor. I'm getting a better shield. My weapon does a little more damage. There's like a finisher move too. So like you destroyed so many enemies, it kind of builds up, and then you can use that like at one time, and it drains it, and it kind of almost instantly kills everything around you. So it's kind of like a little ultimate you can build up too.
Nice.
But solid platformer, so again, it's a side scroller, but the controls are really tight. The music's pretty interesting. The artwork's really good. And for $4.99, I can't complain at all. That's when I messaged you, Gunny. I was like, Gunny, you got to try this game. This is a Ryan Gibson, game too here. I think he would enjoy it. And maybe even you guys have even played it. I don't know. It's been on the Xbox. It's on the PlayStation. It's even on the Nintendo Switch, I guess. But it came out in 2017.
Yeah, looking at this, I'm going to install it right now, but it doesn't look like something familiar I've played on Xbox.
I'm really enjoying it so far. So if you like Dead Cells, I think this is a game that you will like. It's very similar in the aspect of the way it plays and the way you move around and you're fighting enemies. I guess the only drawback I've seen so far is the enemy variety. There's only been like 3 or 4 different kinds of enemies I've come across so far. I did fight one mini boss. There's like these mini bosses, and when I kill him, I got a relic, and it gave me a new ability. I can't remember what that ability was now at this time, but it just enhanced my character, whatever it was. Once I actually beat him, it just enhanced my character, and I was able to progress even further, get to a new area, and just kept checking the map and, trying to find my way around. And you can backtrack a lot, so you got to kind of really pay attention to your map.
Yeah, you're definitely describing a little bit of like that game I've been playing, the Children of Morta.
Mm-hmm.
Similar, it's that roguelike dungeon crawler.
Yeah,
and in the same way,
that.
you're not.
I launched that one, but I didn't stay on it. I installed it, checked the settings, and then I closed it. So I did download it and on the
Yeah, I think you're freezing up a little bit there, Mayo. So I wasn't sure if we caught that last thing that you said.
Yeah, I just picked it up on the PC Game Pass.
Okay. Yeah, I did see that it was on there. Definitely gets feeds that Diablo itch. So in a similar fashion, but in a 16-bit.
I'll have to definitely check that one out too, because
it's roguelike. So I think it's something you'll enjoy where, again, you're not getting, I haven't seen any weapons, but the only thing that's really unlocked at this point is, from the beginning of the game, is points that you can put into either your sword, your health, or shields. So depending on where what money coins you gather from each dungeon run is where you put those points for your purchases. Gotcha. So yeah, that's
it for me. I started enjoying that game quite a bit, and I stayed up late a couple nights later than I should have playing it because I wanted to keep on going, and I didn't really want to turn it off actually. So it's something I think is going to be my next Dead Cells, where I may end up putting a lot of hours in this game, and for $4.99, I definitely won't be able to complain.
Yeah. Hey, and speaking of Dead Cells, I see my son playing it often, and I'm like, "Oh, you're playing Dead Cells? Yeah, there's been an update." So it's nice to see them periodically put good updates in that game. Add to it.
There was an update not too long ago, and I haven't fired it up since.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what it was. It was kind of a big update too. I did play that on the Xbox. It's because it's on the Game Pass, and Betterholic had messaged me. He liked my achievements. So playing through the game again on the Xbox, I'm trying to limit some of the items I unlock, because as you unlock those items, they're randomly generated throughout the game. So since I played it so much on the PC and I know what items I like, I'm only unlocking the ones I like, so I have a higher chance of those items dropping more often. Right. So I can make what works better together and not have to sit there and sort through a bunch of trash all the time when I go to the shops, because I only have 5 different items unlocked that I like right now, and I'm getting those same 5 items, just a higher level, so I can kind of progress my character that way. And it might make it run a lot easier, but it's just kind of funny playing it on the Xbox and playing it on the PC, is because on the PC version, I have everything unlocked, all the runes, where I have where you can wall jump and all this stuff. And so every once in a while, I find myself just by habit, jumping off a ledge and thinking I'm going to wall jump. And my character just falls to his death. And I'm like, no, thinking I had the wall jump ability from all the time I played it on the PC.
Yeah. That's cool. I haven't jumped on it in a while.
I have.
On the Dead Cells. So
yeah, good stuff. And that's it for me.
All right.
What else do you playing, Gunny?
So I played the trial for that grid game. I think I might have mentioned it a couple weeks ago, that I think it came out in November of 2019, and it wasn't, super well received, but I saw there was a free trial on Xbox. I'm like, okay, I'm going to fire it up just to kind of see what it is, because I didn't see any reviews or gameplay, but it plays exactly I would say a Forza Horizon 7. As a matter of fact, it's probably too much like a Forza Horizon game. It looks beautiful running in 4K. It's got the same tracks. The one thing that really grabbed me right away was the super tight controls, where I thought, oh man, this feels really good, just not having to tweak anything from the get-go. You know, the steering is right, using an Xbox One Elite controller, gas and brake are perfect. So I ended up playing that for at least an hour, just trying to different modes, which, story mode, arcade, whatever it might have been. But it's right now it's like $60. So, hey, hopefully Game Pass soon, or, it'll go on sale. I'll definitely make that purchase. And the other thing I noticed too is I really like the AI. It acts a lot differently. Like a Forza Horizon 7's more like, hey, you've got 10 or 12 other cars and they're just there, to be there. It's not so much you're racing against them, but in a sense you are if you are playing that kind of that single player campaign. But if you do bump into one of the AI players, I've noticed it'll be like this rival thing will pop up over their head. And I thought, oh, what's this? This is, not something I'm used to. So, if that other car gets ahead of you or behind you or whatever, it's going to try and catch up and try and knock you off the road because now you've angered that other driver. So that's something I haven't seen in a game in a while. So it's kind of cool, like for somebody like me that, I just want to get in, go to the next track, so I probably I wouldn't say I prefer for maybe a regular Forza versus a Horizon, but it's nice to kind of play, both of those. So it's cool to have this rival thing going on. So I'm interested to see what more they offer, than a Forza game.
Yeah.
So that's Grid. And I really didn't get into the Grid games back on the last console, the last generation of games. But I'm pretty sure they made 2 of them. So
Yeah,
maybe it's more of a reboot. So, but it looks gorgeous on the new consoles.
Does it still show a lot of damage and stuff? Like, I remember when I played the first one, if you'd run into stuff and your car would start to handle kind of bad, or your bumpers and stuff would fall off your car and it'd be on the track the next time you come around.
So one of the things that, I did run into, I rear-ended another vehicle, but it didn't disable my vehicle, which I thought, okay, well, maybe there's a setting there. So what was cool was once I got going back on the road again and around the track was the fact that like you could see the hood just wobbling, waiting for it. And there it goes. It flies off.
And then it flies off. Yeah.
Hits another car. They spin out. Yeah.
Or their bumper, the other car that you rear-ended is kind of like dragging on one side of the ground, and then it just kind of eventually just falls off.
Like you're watching a NASCAR race, in a sense, like it was like that. So I'm curious if that's procedurally generated too, where I saw a couple spin-out wrecks up ahead of me, and that's what happened when I rear-ended that vehicle. But, oh, that's cool. At least they're adding something for the single-player gamer. Unlike maybe a Horizon. Forza is a little different. So, yeah. I definitely want to play more of that, but I haven't been into racing lately. I've been into more of the adventure RPG games, especially in the past 6 months, and shooters like Borderlands 3, which is another game I've been playing. Guys, I feel like I'm never going to finish this game. I was looking at, I was playing again with Jedi Light this past week, and I'm like, okay, I'm level 27. Oh, how many chapters are in this game? And I'm like, I'm at chapter 16. Like, there's like 26 chapters. I'm like, I'm not even fucking halfway finished with this game. I'll never finish it, I feel. Unless I had like 3 other players constantly, and I could really sit down, especially like on a Sunday or Monday, and just play for like 8 hours straight. For 2 weeks straight to actually finish the story. Or just run through it, because I have this thing where maybe it's just me, where I feel like when I run back through an area, and what's different with the Borderlands 2 and the 3 is that cooldown is a lot shorter with Borderlands 3. So the enemies are like all reappear again. I feel like I have to finish them all off, and fight them again. But that's what I find enjoyable about this game. So I guess I can't have my cake and eat it too. I want that. Like, I want to be able to finish this, but at the same time, I just want to shoot enemies, and find more loot and make more money. So I think I just need to focus and get it done, stop trying to kill everybody. Other than that, let's see. Oh, A Plague Tale of Innocence. Remember I was talking about that coming to Game Pass? Boom, it's there.
Yeah, I've seen that come on my phone the other day. It popped up that it was now available on Game Pass.
So I guess what's cool is the fact that I had the trial downloaded. So as soon as I fired it up, I popped like 3 achievements. and I continued on from where I was, but I haven't made it too far past from what the trial offers. It's just more running and hiding. So right now I'm just like, I've met this old lady and I'm kind of hiding out in her house, and I've put on different clothes, and, same with my brother who I'm trying to protect.
This has like a unique art style too, doesn't it? Like I remember saying somebody like the art style is kind of neat.
It is pretty neat. I like the art style in this game. So it's cool. So other than that, not too much to talk about that until I get into it more, and especially in the story, to find out more about my parents. Yeah, but that's pretty much it. That's all I've been playing this week.
I did just remember I did have one more thing I did this week. I had a day where my wife was gone, and I had a friend from work come over. He's a big Star Wars fan, and so he wanted to come over and check out my VR. So he's never done virtual reality before, so I brought him over and I showed him how it works. I did a couple of games to teach him, the controls and stuff. So once I got him good and familiar with it, I launched Vader Immortal on my Oculus, which is exclusive to that. But so that game is in 3 parts now, and it's actually done. So the third part is the last part. So I own the first 2. And so they're not long games at all. The first one's probably maybe a total of 45 minutes. And it's more of an experience than anything. Like, you can't really die in the game even. You can take so much damage. Like when it's telling you to do like your lightsaber training and stuff like that, you're fighting this robot, and you can just take as many shots as you want until you eventually just kill it. So they make it pretty simple in that aspect, but it's just the overall experience was really cool. So I picked up the second one because I knew he was coming over. And then the second one, and it continues the story more, and it gives you like a little filler of what happened in the first one. And in that one, it gives you like the force powers. The first one, you had the power of you had like a lightsaber and you're deflecting blasters and stuff like that in VR. But in this one, you get to have the power of the force. So if you just point at something, you can like pick up rocks. And so you had to do a lot of that mechanic in that game. The second one was $9.99, just like the same price as the first one, and it was only a half hour long. So I'm like, okay, it's still a really cool experience. I don't know if it's worth the $10, but again, it's a pretty cool experience. It is high quality graphics and really immersive, like the way they have you do things. So like, you had to break open this panel, so you break open this panel, and then you had to pull the panel out of the wall, and you got to rip the cords out, and you got to pull this chip out, and you got to put it in somewhere else. I mean, it tells you pretty much what you got to do, but it just multiple steps to something real simple you could have normally just done by hitting a button or something like that. So he finished that one up, and I'll just go ahead and purchase the third one. I knew it was the last one of the installment. He was enjoying it, and so I installed that one real quick and let him play through the third one, and I could see on the screen while he's playing through VR what's going on and stuff. And that one is probably about 45 minutes long also. And at the end, you get to do a little fight with Darth Vader at the end and stuff, and it looked like a neat little battle. But he played all 3 of them in VR in pretty much one session in the day he was over at the house. I think he played it for like 5 hours straight total. And he was just loving it. So he came back to work the next day, and he was telling a bunch of my coworkers about it, and so I had multiple people asking me about VR and how it was. And so I still feel like there's an interest for VR out there. Yeah, I think a lot of people that don't have it yet, and some people are saying it's dying down. And
right.
I still think there's a lot of people that have an interest, and I think it's just waiting for it to become more affordable for people, because that cost of entry is kind of high yet. Are you using your VR a lot yet?
So
Gunny?
I haven't. Matter of fact, I was talking to Jonathan Hall about it. I'm like, I feel like, after I come home and after a physical job of, I sit in this chair that I'm sitting in right now, and it's boom, turn on the PC, turn on the Xbox, and just slump and have a controller and a keyboard, and not at the same time, of course, but yeah, and just do my thing, where I feel like with VR, it's like, oh, I've got to go in the living room and, break the chair out and get the controllers and the headset. It's almost like it's I just keep bypassing the play. Yeah, and it is a plan of mine. Like I think, okay, when I come home, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna play that Star Wars I mean, there's so many games that Jonathan keeps saying, you got to try this one, download this one, and one game I didn't mention the last time when I did mention the PSVR is we played the Star Trek, the Bridge Crew. Well, I did mention that on the show, but I feel like I want to play more of that as well, especially with people, and each person has their role. And I just think it would just be an awesome experience. Myself being a Trekker, I have a big card collection, DVD collection, and things like that. So, yeah, I just need to motivate myself to get in there and play these other games. But yeah, I've played little bits of like Tetris Effect, more Beat Saber. So my kid, he's been more into Super Hot, things like that. So, and I'm sure he knows, like, he can just log in if he wants to play, but he's just been more on that PC. So I just got to break it out, get the headset going. So
yeah, I definitely feel like it's a thing you have to be in the mood for. I've had days where I don't want to play it, and I've had days where I really wanted to play it. So, like I said, like any game, but I think this one, like you said, you got to get things out, and sometimes you have to be standing, moving around on a day you're tired, and so you just don't feel like being that interactive with it. You just feel like just sitting in the chair and not doing as much. And I find myself that way, like, sometimes. Like, I picked up a couple of new ones. I picked up Robo Recall the other day also, and I haven't had a time to even launch that one yet, but that's another one I'm actually pretty excited to play. I might have been streamed that one this week.
yeah, cool. Think that's all we've been playing, Jesus.
Oh, hey guys. Oh, I'm back.
All right.
I woke up. Oh.
He was over at the neighbor's party over there,
Carne asada. Yeah.
How was it?
Oh, modified. Yeah, partner. I've been playing Red Dead this week too, guys. Play a little bit of Red Dead, the story. And like having, I've been playing like Frostpunk and Apex and all these other like games. Yesterday I went back to Red Dead, like it was like midnight. So I want to play some Red Dead. And I played that mission that you played for Leopold Strauss, the one where you go collect some money or whatever from like from a bunch of different people, like 3 different people you collect money from. But
yeah,
but when I spawned the game, I spawned in Valentine, right? And I got on I just walking up to my horse and looking at the level of detail in that fucking game in that little town right there. I was like, nothing compares to this. Like, no other game that I've played recently has this much level of detail and everything in it. Like, the saddle of the horse, the hair of the horse, the ground, the grass, the trees, the town, the characters walking around the town. And like, I was walking to the town with my horse. Excuse me. And I was looking at some dude, and I was like, I pressed the antagonize button, and Arthur's like, "You look like trash." And the dude's like, "What you say to me, partner?" And then he was like, I pressed antagonize again, and then Arthur's like, "You heard me. You heard me the first time." and then he was like, "Well, you motherfucker, you keep it up and I'll fuck you up." And Arthur's like, "Well, come at me then." And then the dude was chasing me, and I'm on my horse, and I just take off running. And he's like, "That's what I thought. You show your true colors." And then I went back towards him, and I'm like, "You fucking sorry piece of trash." And then he's like, "You motherfucker." Then he was chasing me fucking forever, dude, for fucking ever. And then he started shooting at me. He pulled out a gun and started shooting at me. So like, I go towards the sheriff's office, right? Because I'm like, I know if I shoot him back, I'm gonna be wanted for murder. So I was like, I wanted to see what the cops do if I walk towards the sheriff's office, and this is shooting at me. And what happens is the dude takes off running away, and all the towns and the store, the towns, they all shut down. And it's like, hey, the stores are shut down because of your actions recently. I'm like, what the fuck did I do wrong? I'm the one getting shot at. Yeah,
you are a troublemaker.
I guess.
Yeah, you're there causing trouble.
You're a bandit.
You instigated it.
I guess. Whatever. And then I was going back towards my camp, and that's where, like, what's those assholes, the O'Driscolls? You know how, like, every so often they'll, like, try to set up a trap and get you? They were, like, rolled out a fucking wagon. There he is! And I'm like, this game is so fucking awesome, dude. I was just having a blast with that. I don't know what it was, dude. But last night, just playing that game and playing those few missions that I did, just the level of detail in the game, it was amazing. I was like, and then in my camp, I was just walking around the camp. I wasn't even fucking doing a mission. I was just walking around the camp, and I talked to every single character in my gang. And they all have something different, completely different to say. Like, hey, how's it going, Arthur? Like, hey, what do you think about this? And like, you have a full-on conversation about some random-ass thing. And then you can just have that conversation if you want to or whatever, you know what I mean? And then I found the Reverend's Bible. And inside the Bible is like a alcohol syringe kit. It's fucking because that's the dude that's always drunk, Reverend Swanson or whatever. He's like super drunk, but then it's like, look at his Bible. I picked it up. It's like, open the Bible. I opened it up, and there's like a fucking alcohol kit in there. And then I closed it back up, and I was walking around the camp, and like, it was just interesting to see how much detail the game has. You know, like I was walking by, and there was Sadie, the girl that you find in the beginning of the game. Her house got burned down, and the ones that the Driscolls were attacking.
She's cool. She's got a good. They've all got good dialogue.
She has a good arc in the game. She turns out to be a real badass by the end. But like, it's interesting seeing her in the beginning of the game, like right now, and she's sitting there crying with Abigail, which is John Marston's wife. And she's sitting there, she's just crying her fucking eyes out. She's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I sat there for like 5 minutes just listening to her have a conversation with Abigail. And they're talking about, oh, don't worry, these guys ain't that bad, all this shit. I'm like, God damn, this game is so fucking detailed, you know what I mean? Like, all these things are going on in the game, and you can miss all this shit if you're not paying attention to it, you know? It's fucking incredible, man, what they did. Like, and then, I just noticed all the detail because I've been playing all these, like, other games, like, just multiplayer games or whatever, and this shit was nuts. It was, like, incredible, you know, just seeing all that in action was fucking wild. Red Dead.
Good stuff.
Amazing game. Amazing soundtrack.
You need to finish him, Mayo.
The game of the year that never was.
Game of the year that never was. Hey, that's true. And you know what I noticed about Red Dead? That Death Stranding does really good. And you know how Death Stranding has that music that kicks in when you're walking around? It kicks in at the right time. Mm-hmm. I didn't notice it, but Red Dead had the same thing. Red Dead, when you're riding towards an objective that's far away, you don't really realize it, but all of a sudden the music will kick in. And then it'll just start playing this song, but it's like Wild West country music or whatever. But it's like you can hear like the fucking the violin and the guitars and the piano just starts playing and kicking in, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? And I was like, it's crazy how I never noticed that before. After I played Death Stranding, because in Death Stranding that's such like a pivotal thing that happens. And they have the same thing in Red Dead, but in Red Dead it's just the difference is the music has no lyrics, so there's nobody talking, so you don't notice it as much. Whereas in Death Stranding, there's somebody actually singing like lyrics or whatever, you know? That's why you notice it more. But it's interesting, man. Fucking interesting. I love that game. I love that game, Gunny.
I haven't played it since 2018, I feel. I haven't played it in a year.
I love that game. I want to finish it again, Gunny. I think eventually I'll finish it again.
How far are you into the story the second time?
I guess I'm in that first camp still. I'm still doing the first things, like doing the first... collecting the debts for Leopold Strauss and doing like a few things with the different characters or whatever. So I'm just doing like small missions right now. Like at the beginning of the game still for sure.
Yeah, I'm still at the second camp.
Like 15% into the game. Like I looked at my percentage that I had done last night and it was like, you're 15% down. I'm like, yeah, no, not even near the fucking end.
Chasing white horses.
I got the white horse. That horse is nice. Horse is real nice. Real nice. Anyways. It's news time. It's news time! Gunny?
I put the news.
Whoa. That's
news.
a short news.
Alright, anyways, moving on with news here. Gunny, being muted in a game does not violate your civil rights, Gunny.
I thought it did.
That's what a U.S. federal court declared. Sometime during March and April 2019, Admiral Elanzari found himself muted in an online game run by Jagex, specifically. According to Penn Live, the MMO RuneScape, also, apparently he was muted in RuneScape. Says here, his appeal of the muting was denied, and so he took the next natural, perfectly reasonable step and filed a lawsuit. Okay.
Reasonable step.
That's a reasonable step there. So he pretty much said that this restraints is audible as he educates the plaintiff on the basis of constitutional law, blah, blah, blah. So The lawsuit was dismissed by a judge.
Yeah.
So he told the dude, he was like, the First Amendment and constitutional free speech guarantees restrict government actors, not private entities. So there you go. So a government cannot restrict your freedom of speech, but private entities can.
Like
Yeah.
Twitter and Facebook and all these different.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's the truth. Yeah, when Facebook mutes you or whatever, deletes your shit. It's pretty much that.
Yeah.
So there you go. Pretty much this dude was being a little bitch. He was scared that RuneScape muted his ass.
Yeah, and I think we read a similar story with maybe somebody from like Dota 2 or something in that, some kind of MMO that where, I think they were muting people just toxic, whatever it might be.
He probably said some dumb shit and got muted. That's what he got, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's usually what happens in the private industry.
Moving on now, Activision Blizzard and Google have signed an esports cloud deal. That's right. They announced a multi-year strategic partnership covering esports broadcast and cloud services. Under this new agreement, Google owned YouTube will be the worldwide exclusive streaming provider outside of China for live coverage of the publisher's entire range of esports competitions. So this includes the Call of Duty League, which begins the other day, and the third season of the Overwatch League, which begins February 8th. It also covers Hearthstone and WoW esports competitions. That's World of Warcraft for you people. So as part of this other agreement, Google Cloud will be Activision Blizzard's preferred cloud services provider. Interesting. Says here, we've worked closely with Activision Blizzard for the past few years across mobile titles to boost its analytics capabilities and overall player experience, said Google. And we're excited now to expand our relationship and help power one of the largest and most renowned game developers in the world. So pretty much, this seems to be a hit to Amazon from Google and Activision, to be honest, because Amazon is the world's leader in cloud services, and they own Twitch, which
right, yeah.
So
is normally where you would see your esports viewing.
Yeah. So you would watch esports on Twitch, and then you would usually host your cloud shit with Amazon, but this is going to Google on both fronts. So that's interesting.
It's good competition. I like it. The fact that now people would have to go straight to YouTube.
I guess. Interesting. You don't have to go to YouTube now, Mayo, to watch your WoW League shit.
Yeah.
And just watch Google Stadia.
How much stuff would you watch live on YouTube?
I only watch like news on YouTube.
Yeah,
and it's only when like it's something crazy, like the fucking president is giving a speech or something dumb like that. You know what I mean? Like the State of the Union or something like that. You know, if it's not on Facebook, I'll watch it on Google.
I watch how-to videos. Some streamers, I call them streamers, but yeah, more or less play.
It's always to fix something.
Certain games.
That's why I go to YouTube. It's always to fix something. If my car, something's wrong with the car.
Yeah, that's what I do.
How do I fix this shit in my car? And then if it looks complicated, I will have a mechanic do it. But if it looks like I could do it with a few turns of a wrench, I'll do it myself.
I used to go to how to fix my toilet. I have issues.
Oh, whoa. That's pretty bad.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Next article.
Eat more fiber.
Okay.
Chief Marketing Officer
That's what Google told me.
Jarrett West returns to Xbox from Netflix. So, Jarrett West used to be part of the Xbox marketing team. Then he left to work at American Express, and then he went to Netflix. Now he's back at Xbox as a chief marketing officer. And now he'll guide the company with the launch of the Xbox Series X. It's pretty much the story there, guys. Woo! Are you excited?
He's back. All right, right on, Jared.
Jarrett
wait,
West.
Jared didn't. Yeah. He, I think it was Ryan McCaffrey had him on one of his podcasts talking about, his life at Xbox and different companies. So, heard of him.
Okay, I never heard of him, but okay. Cool stuff, Gunny. If you heard of him, I'll believe you.
I'm pretty sure it's the same
Hopefully
guy.
It keeps things going the right direction for him because they're doing so well right now.
Right? I mean, Microsoft bringing back the talent, man.
Yeah, I guess. Now, Apex Legends Season 4 is called Assimilation, and here's what we need to know, Gunny.
I'm all yours.
With Apex Legends anniversary fast approaching, Respawn Entertainment has now revealed the key details of Season 4, aka Assimilation, during the dev stream. So, this is what Assimilation will bring. It will bring Forge, a new legend who likes to get up close and personal. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
The Sentinel Sniper Rifle, and a new battle pass with unlockable Season 4 activities and items. So, to celebrate the first anniversary, players will also get free login gifts when Season 4 launches. For the first week of Season 4 Assimilation, which begins February 4th, 2020, and then it goes through February 11th, 2020, anyone who logs in during that time, Mayo, will receive the anniversary gift, which includes Year 1 Origami Flyer Charm, Year 1 Loyalty Badge, 10,000 XP for your first match of the day, available each day. So, there you go. You get up to like, 17,000 extra XP for free?
I like that. I need to log back in to get my free charms.
Just for starting around.
Yeah. So it says here the loyalty badge comes in 3 different options depending on when you took your first leap from the dropship. So there you go, people. There you go.
I do like my cosmetic gun charms.
What do you guys think of this new character? He looks interesting, right? Got the metal arm.
Yeah.
He looks like a wrestler.
I haven't looked a whole lot into this, but I remember rumors like when I was playing a lot on Season 2, I think they were talking about what would happen in Season 3. And a character like this came up under a data mine, and they were talking about how he's going to be kind of like a melee type character, but like basically he can soak up a lot of damage, be very tanky, and he'll have like force fields, and it will kind of like, as he drains, I think it like boosts the people around you or something like that. They were talking like damage. That. So it sounds like the game is really kind of starting to point toward roles, like playing different roles with your characters even more so than before. Before I thought the game you would jump in, you could just kind of pick a character what you liked in that playstyle, but now I feel like it's maybe going to be to a point where you're going to have a tank type character. You're going to want to,
healer.
As Watson came about, she could do the gates and stuff, and that she could also put down that, what's her ultimate, like that little force field thing that everybody around you recharges their shields and stuff like that. So I feel like they're going to start focusing more on the role that you're going to play along with the character and just the actual shooting of it.
Could be moving towards esports. You never know. Just like Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah.
But they definitely need more operators. More legends.
Moving on now. Speaking of esports, Gunny, Fortnite Pro pays off his mom's student loans during a stream. That's right. The mother of a pro Fortnite streamer received a late Christmas present recently in a touching moment of charity and familial love in the video game space. According to the loadout via PC Games, and Aiden Conrad, who sports a follower count of 1.4 million people on Twitch, called his mother during a recent stream to inform her that he had paid off her student loans using the profit from his streaming career. Before he revealed his deed, Conrad's mother replied in typical motherly fashion, saying she didn't need anything. She says, "I don't need anything, Aiden. You've done enough for me." And blah, 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 all that bullshit. Good stuff. It's just fun. It's just a good feeling.
Yeah, that's nice of him to do for his mother.
Nice. Maybe he should pay off his own
Good son.
loans. Go to school. Go to school, guy. That's what I would be doing if I was one of these streamers or whatever, dude, and I was super fucking, like, making a killing off that shit. I would be paying to go to school. You know what I mean? Just in case somehow streaming falls under, like if it goes away or something happens, you fucking lose your hands or something. You can't play anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta have a fucking fallback option there, Gunny.
You have to, right? Stay in school.
Stay in
Get
school.
an education.
Or do drugs. One of the two. You're either gonna become a drug
addict. Still do drugs. Just stay in school.
Stay in school and do drugs. Oh, even better. Woo! Another piece
Sorry,
of
I've
news.
had too many martinis here.
Nintendo doesn't have to refund digital pre-orders according to a European court, but this case has not been appealed. It says Nintendo fans in Europe got some bad news this week. It says a new court ruling sided with Nintendo's ongoing practice to not let users cancel digital pre-orders. According to a Norwegian gaming site, Pressfire, the consumer authorities of Norway and Germany sued Nintendo for not letting users cancel digital pre-orders purchased from the eShop. The case went to court at the end of last year. This week, the court ruled in favor of Nintendo, meaning it can continue the practice for now. It says here, there's reports that the German Consumer Authority has now appealed this ruling. Oh. There you go. What do you guys think? I think Nintendo should let people cancel pre-orders. That's kind of shitty. I always hated that when you cannot cancel a pre-order.
Well, I think that, I think when you see it from maybe like a Microsoft or an Amazon or, a Target, I don't know, I'm just thinking like American, it's usually more, like where they do allow it, where they do kind of cave, but it's more for marketing, they don't want to lose shares. I don't know. Maybe Nintendo just doesn't care, they're just like, hey, look, we put these rules, it's Japanese, we put these rules in place. You read the contract. It's
you buy now. You buy now. It's the samurai way, Gunny. Samurai way.
But I agree, they should honor it.
You buy now.
People change their minds all the time.
Pokemon Go's live events drove nearly $250 million in tourism revenue last year. That's right, in tourism revenue, Gunny. Fucking tourism. Niantic Labs.
I thought that game died a couple years ago, or last year.
Niantic Labs says its live events for augmented reality hit Pokemon Go have contributed to $247 million in tourism revenue last year across 3 cities. This announcement came on Wednesday, was paired with the new schedule for 2020 events across Pokemon Go, Ingress Prime, and Harry Potter Wizards Unite. It says here, over the last 7 years, live real-world events have been central to Niantic's goal in leveraging technology to create interactive experiences that foster exploration and discovery, active and healthy lifestyles, and lasting friendships, Mayo.
Wow.
That's right. So, they said the biggest revenue generator was last year's Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago.
Yes.
Which drove an estimated $120 million in tourism expenditure from players attending that event at Chicago last year.
You know what blows my mind is I'm listening to this podcast. It's a well-known podcast, but he was talking about how where they do this, like you said, in Chicago, and I guess even in like 2017 where, connection issues, server issues, it was a real shit show, but I think the fact that people have such passion for this game.
Dude, you just show up and have fun with your friends, man. You're fucking there for Pokemon Go, motherfucker. Who cares?
Yeah, that most people are like, fuck it, we're all here together. We're all fans of the game.
Yeah,
even
Gunny.
though it's like
right,
the game's
motherfucker.
We don't care.
They had 64,000 attendings across that 4-day event. And then another Pokemon Go Fest. The other one was in German city called Dortmund. There was 86,000 attendees that went there, generating a total of $60 million in tourism revenue for that city.
Damn, those are true
as
fanatics, right?
As well as St. Louis and Philadelphia. There's a Harry Potter Wizards Unite event. Also in Liverpool, England. So St. Louis, Philadelphia, and Liverpool, England. Go and hang out for the Harry Potter Wizards Unite events. That's right.
Damn. When are we going to get the Minecraft?
And Ingress will have another event later on this year as well. That's right. That's right. Fuck you, Gunny. Fuck you, Gunny.
I need to go to one of these in San Jose or San Francisco.
Show up with your stupid shit.
Cover it. See what all the hubbub is about.
What are we doing now? What's going on here in this piece of news? The internet has now decided that Doom Guy and Animal Crossing's Isabelle are best friends now.
No.
That's what the internet has decided.
I never knew they were enemies.
Yes. That's what, I don't know. They're just best friends. It was really weird to see a guy from fucking Doom hanging out with the little dog girl from Animal Crossing. But I guess they're best friends, guys. They're best friends.
I just know that it says that the appeal of the crossover is obvious. Doom Guy fishing or relaxing on the beach. Isabelle holding a shotgun the size of her body. It's funny. Why shouldn't Doom Guy be cute? And who's to say Isabella wouldn't take up arms to protect her town? It's clearly meant to be. And I can see them podcasting together.
Ooh,
Apparently, there's
people
a
are-
podcast
Can I
about
say
it.
an article them doing a podcast or a little video?
This is some shit the internet would come up with. God damn internet. Oh, you fucking people. Whatever. Moving on to more piece of news here. Let's go and move on now to Tencent. Tencent is now trying to grow its gaming empire with an acquisition of Conan publisher Funcom in Norway. They plan to purchase this developer for $148 million. They already own 27% of the company in stocks. They want to buy out the rest. Oh, fuck it, we want to just buy you guys out. We're gonna own you, motherfuckers.
You know how they own like certain percentage of different companies. It's their strategy. So, let me ask you guys this: like, what's it going to take for them to just come up to Epic and go, "We want it all, right? We'll just buy you out tomorrow."
They wouldn't do it. You cannot
Yeah,
buy
it's
them.
not their MO. I get it, but
Yeah, I think Epic makes so much money though, and they
You
just
couldn't
probably
buy
don't.
them. You couldn't buy them. You would have to offer them like $30 billion or something.
yeah, it's probably
couldn't-
something they looked at. Like
you couldn't
they
just
should've
buy
done
Epic.
before
They make too
Fortnite.
much. They make too much money, dude. They make $1 billion every fucking year off of one game.
Yeah, but
It's
look at
probably like trying to
Microsoft. They
buy-
bought Minecraft at $1 billion or whatever it was, or
But Minecraft wasn't doing $1 billion when they bought it. When Microsoft bought Minecraft from Notch, it was a big game, but it wasn't like the game it is now, as big as it is now. It was big though, but not as
Yeah.
big. It was like Fortnite almost, where it was just making a lot of money, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't as big as it is right now, where it's the biggest game in the world. You know?
true.
I'd say it'd be like trying to buy Star Wars from Disney. You know, like they're not gonna get rid of it.
Yeah,
Right.
you're not gonna
It's
get rid
their
of.
baby.
You couldn't get rid of fucking. Yeah, you can't get rid of like those big games, and I don't think Epic was want to sell out. They wouldn't sell out to Tencent. Why? They have no reason to. They make a ton of money already. For Christ's sakes, the motherfucker bought a forest.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I was just
he-
thinking
he
like
bought
they'd
his
buy
own
half
fucking
the US or
forest.
something with that money.
Yeah.
Buy every forest.
Moving on to some more piece of news here. Okay, I'm stalling, guys. I cannot find any more piece of news.
No, I was
It's
just looking
still
at
so
more.
quiet. It's just that time of year. You know, it's just.
Yeah, pretty much.
What was it? Dying Light 2 is delayed since we last been on the show.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that got delayed too?
Indefinitely.
I didn't hear that this week. I
Indefinitely.
didn't get a chance to check.
Yep.
check Twitter
There's not
and
even
stuff,
a
but
release date for that. It's not even a maybe it's going to release this or nothing. They're like, yeah, we don't know when this is going to be
No,
done.
I heard that.
Just never. It's never going to be done.
I think without anything official, I think I heard it was some kind of like game-breaking bug. Like they found some kind of major bug in the game that was really messing it up, and they're trying to resolve it.
Oh, stop. You know what I think it is? Like, I keep hearing the same thing, is that, a lot of people want their games closer to the launch of the next-gen consoles, which makes sense. So just come out and say that.
Well, the
Right?
reason
They
I
just
heard
want to do
that,
tons of advertising. For
the
the
reason
next-
Cyberpunk was delayed is
PS5.
because of the Xbox. They say the Xbox One original and the Xbox One S is too weak.
Well, so, right, they have to make these different versions,
Well, that's
like
what.
we talked about before on the show. That's just the way it's
that's
got to
what.
be.
Yeah, that's what Cyberpunk apparently.
A minimum spec and an Xbox Series X spec. Same thing with PS5. Well, no, they're coming out with their own.
Well, that sucks though, because that means that increases their cost. They have to develop for 3 different consoles now, 4 different consoles, 5. They got PC, they got PS5, they got PS4, they got Xbox One Series X, they got Xbox One X, Xbox One S. That's developed for 6 different fucking consoles, Gunny, or 6 different machines. Not to mention how many different configurations of PC they have to figure out, that shit has to run on.
Yeah.
It makes it difficult for them, I think, and I don't know. Hopefully, eventually, we get to a fucking situation where we can fucking just not have to deal with shit like that. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I get it. They want to be cool, right? They want to say, hey, it's available on your current gen console. You don't have to buy the Series X on day one. But at the same time, if I'm a consumer of the next gen console, I want I want that exclusive. I want to make it worth that purchase. But at the same time, you can't just. I think that was the thing for me, guys, going back, thinking back to the Xbox One, where I, I did make that purchase, that upgrade. I bought these exclusives. I even upgraded, which was cool that they had, these upgrades even from GameStop was a participating member of, hey, go trade in that game to make it now an Xbox One upgrade. But at the same time, I still had these friends on the Xbox 360 that didn't upgrade, so I would go back and play Minecraft and Call of Duty and Borderlands, So, because it wasn't until later that they did just come out and say, here's the Handsome Jack collection on the Xbox One, It's the same game. It's not even in 4K. Here it is, It's 1080p. It's just on the next-gen console.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be interesting now to see, this game runs in 8K, but, you've got the 4K TV, but it's backwards compatible, and it's available on all family systems in our family, that all consoles.
Yeah, that's all I have for news. Besides that, Red Dead Redemption 2 saw a substantial increase in sales when it came to Steam. So they had
What?
They had like 110. They had like 110% boost in sales when it came over to Steam. They said. So yeah, it's weird though because you're buying it on Steam, you still have to download it to their launcher.
Right, you still gotta download the.
So it makes no sense, right?
Rockstar launcher.
It shows how loyal people are to Steam, I guess. They don't give a fuck. They'll still wait to buy it on Steam no matter what. There you go, man. You fucking Steamer people.
Yeah, you big Steamer. Hey, big Steamer. You want to read that article?
I bought it. I bought it on the Rockstar store. See? I'm converging. Mm-hmm. I think people just want their games in one place is what it is. I think people wait and buy it on Steam because they want it in their game library. Yeah. And, the whole whining multiple launchers thing. But, it's just nice to have all your ducks in a row, I guess, all your games in one place instead of having a couple on this launcher and a couple in that place and a couple in that place, and that's my only guess is why they would be doing it. I myself, I would just buy it from Rockstar because, like you said, it's just going to launch the Rockstar launcher. I do the same thing with the Ubisoft games. I don't buy the Ubisoft games on Steam because it's just going to launch Uplay off of Steam, and so I'll just buy it directly from Uplay. Unless I can get a deal on Steam, that's the only way.
Yeah. Big Steamer, do you want to read that article you just put in about this new GPU? These rumors, which is, I'm sure will come to fruition.
Yeah, actually, I just pulled another one up too. So a couple of these articles I just found. So it's believed right now that let me click on this one here first. That right now that NVIDIA they think is going to release their next round of graphics cards around June. And that's the time they typically do release them. And it says the hype train, gotta have the hype train for NVIDIA's next generation Ampere GPU is really starting to gain traction, and the rumors are fueling the release of the Ampere for 2020. They're saying basically they think NVIDIA is going to have a RTX 3070, 3080, and a 3080 Ti. And the 3080 Ti, they're thinking is going to have like 16 gig of video RAM, which is up a couple gig from what they have now. I think they have 11 now. So it's going to be up like 5 gigs. So it's going to give it a lot more horsepower and just higher frame rates. So I think this summer we're going to see these new GPUs coming out from NVIDIA to battle what AMD is doing, because AMD has also got a new graphics card coming out that's supposed to beat the 2080 Ti. And they're claiming, I think, 17 teraflops for you guys that want to talk about teraflops and stuff like that. And so the AMD is going to be 17, and I guess the way they're talking, they think this NVIDIA one's going to be even more powerful than what the AMD one's going to be.
Well, what they say is that the 3070 card that they're releasing is going to be even more powerful than the 2080 Ti by quite a bit. So imagine how powerful the 3080 Ti is going to be compared to that one.
And they're saying they're using like 50% less power. They're more power efficient and putting out more power.
And going to be cheaper.
And cheaper.
So, if all that is true, it'll be interesting to see what NVIDIA has in store this year for graphics cards. AMD is supposedly going to be releasing their RDNA 2 based cards, which is what they're calling their NVIDIA killer cards. That's what they're going to have in the next consoles. That's what I'm thinking. It's what's in the next consoles.
And that's weird too, because you see articles already saying, and they're going, well, that NVIDIA killer is targeted toward the 2080 Ti. That's going to, beat the 2080 Ti in performance. All of us who just read these articles know that the NVIDIA is going to come out with a new series card. So is it really an NVIDIA killer? It's like, okay, you can beat a card that came out, 2 or 3 years ago? Finally. When NVIDIA is just going to launch one about the same time that's going to be more powerful, so they're not really killing anything.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're probably going to be way cheaper, though.
Yeah, I'm hoping they have like a really nice price point and can make it more affordable for people to jump in.
Yeah.
That's our thing, right? Where we look at that and we go, "Oh, great! This will bring the card that I wanted last year to a price that's more affordable for what I could put on my PC."
I want a 3080 Ti now.
Well, you know what? I wanted my cake and eat it too, but I can't afford, to have this 3080 Ti. Realistically.
That's why I'm waiting for the upgrade till later this year. So I'm still debating, man.
Yeah, I'm same.
Fuck. Don't get me wrong, dude. I look at cards sometimes like on Newegg or Best Buy. I'm like, fuck, I should just spend the money and get that 2080 card right now. I'm like, no, Jesus, no, wait, motherfucker, wait.
Every 6 months,
in
there's
3 or 4 months, you're gonna be kicking yourself.
Yeah, because I know, exactly. Because I know, like in 4 months from now, I'll be like, oh, stupid Jesus, should have waited. Oh, fuck. Oh, look at this new card that just came out.
Yeah.
Especially if it's going to be like double the power or like even like say a third. Say if you get like 33% more power out of the card. That's quite a jump.
Well, I think it's going to do like ray tracing and all that shit way better than the current cards do, because the current cards do all that, but they take a big hit in the FPS, So when
I think we'll see like 100 FPS range with ray tracing on.
Yeah.
At 1440 or even 4K even is I bet what the goal is going to be, or 144 at 1440 with ray tracing, and then probably like I said like 100 and 4K.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, that's all we have for news, people. Let's move on now and talk about the question of the week.
Let's do the console corner first. We haven't done that in a while because I need to talk about these consoles. This PlayStation 4, this Xbox One. So, folks, welcome to the console corner. And for the January games of PlayStation Plus, we still have the Nathan Drake collection and Goat Simulator that you can go and download now.
Have you downloaded those, Gunny?
Yes, I have. That was the first thing I did. Before I went and played VR, went and claimed these games. Even though never played Goat Simulator because I've probably gotten it free on other places. It's a horrible game. It's not that unless you're 12.
Yeah, unless you're like a fucking little kid, you're not gonna like it, dude.
Yeah, it's so fun. Just walking around like a goat. These dumb, terrible graphics.
You're not gonna like it.
But anyway, if somebody loves it, go purchase it for free. You may want to play it. Never. Moving on to the Xbox One games for gold. You still have the Batman, the Telltale series, and your backwards compatible game for the Xbox 360 is the Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. It's Star Wars, man. You have to go get it. I've played probably all those Star Wars games on 360 leading up to the Xbox One before I grew up and never played them now. But I have a passion for that Batman 2. It's such a great game. Lego Batman 2, that is. And hey, I've added another column, guys. I felt it was important enough, and that would be for the Xbox Game Pass. And I wanted to just kind of highlight a couple games here, and that would be a game I've already talked about, A Plague Tale of Innocence. It's a great game. It's I can't wait to get into more of that. And another, I think it's an RPG. It's called Indivisible. So I think it's a side-scrolling real-time action game. So interested to see that. It's on the download. So maybe talk more about that next week. Over on the Evil Epic Store, guys, our free game this month, or this week, I'm sorry, and is the Bridge. Not sure what the Bridge is about, but I did purchase
the bridge, bro. Fucking Bridge.
Go get the Bridge on the Evil Epic Store, guys. Claim it for free. Let's see. Oh, you know what we have? This is a column I have in here, guys, for Steam free games. But it's not something I ever speak about because they don't believe in free games. But no, this week, as a matter of fact, this month, I believe every game in the Half-Life series is free. Is it free to play, Mayo? Do you know? I don't know if he's in. Yeah.
I think it's free to play now until Half-Life Alyx comes out, and then you got to pay for it again. So what Steam used to do is typically they would do free to play weekends, and then you could play the game all weekend, and then they would put it on sale at that time too. So if you played it for free and you liked it and you wanted to continue to play it past the weekend, you would buy it while it's on sale. So what they're doing with the Half-Life series is making the game free to play until Half-Life Alyx comes out. Or you can buy it, I think, for it's like $18 for the whole set or something like that, or I can't remember the exact price.
It is. But, okay, so the bundle, looking at the whole bundle, it's 40% off. So in American dollars, you're paying $36 for the entire bundle. But that includes the orange box and everything else. There's an anthology. So for the anthology, it's $13. So it's still relatively cheap.
Their goal is to get you playing. Hope you'll like it, and then you continue to want to play on it, so you'll buy it at that point.
Yeah, and there are certain aspects of the game, for example, Half-Life 2. I do see some free items in here, like the year-long arm in Half-Life 2 and original Half-Life: The Freedom Chronicles. So it's funny, I've never played any of the original Half-Life, so I'm curious to see, are there mods for these games? Are there visual enhancements? I mean, that's something I don't know.
They hold up really well. Even though they're an older game, you can play through them and enjoy yourself. I think it's kind of like Portal. You go back to Portal and it still looks pretty well, and the graphics are simpler. But they introduced a lot of mechanics back then that just wasn't a common thing to see back then. So stuff we take for granted that we have nowadays in our games, they started introducing some of that stuff in the game. It was kind of ahead of its time in that series.
Yeah. And speaking of that Portal, so when I played through Portal 2 back on the last gen consoles, I was like, oh, this game's amazing. I actually did download that. I think maybe it could have been the beginning of Games for Gold where we got Portal 1 for free. And so I was like, oh, I need to play the original. And I mean, it was okay. Graphically, it was not the greatest compared to 2, but it was still overall a decent game. So, and a little bit of the orange box that I played. So
yeah, that's why I first started playing the Half-Life series, is out of the orange box for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think, let's see, anything else since Jesus stepped out for a moment? No, I think that is it for our Console Corner stuff, the Epic Store, and the free games on Steam. Let's see, anything else?
Finally! Yay!
Hey, we're done over here, Jesus, with that. I think we're now ready to move on
wow.
Community questions.
Wow.
What is our community question
Welcome back,
of
people.
the week?
So the community question of the week was that Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed till September. What is your most anticipated game for the beginning of the year? And we have some answers.
Oh, never mind. Cyberpunk's been delayed. Can't do that. So,
on Facebook, our friend Stuart McWilliam answered, what actual games are coming out soon? Alicia said, Doom and Animal Crossing on March 20th. Woo! You guys excited?
Yeah. Sleeves in Animal Crossing 2.
The new Doom trailer that just came out last week.
Looks cool, I guess. It's fucking Doom. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Smooth shooting.
I don't really give a fuck about those games. People lose their minds over those games. I'm like, it's kind of boring, to be honest. To me, it is. You know, because people can say the same thing about me playing Call of Duty all the time, but at least I'm playing multiplayer where I'm ranking up and getting new shit. What do you get in Doom? You get upgrades. I guess you get better guns and shit, don't you? You get upgrades?
I can't remember. That's a good question.
What do you get in Doom, guys? What do you get in Doom when you play? What did you get in Doom 2016? What did you get when you beat the level?
I didn't play it.
Play a little bit of it.
Just the satisfaction of killing everybody in the room.
I guess.
That's all I remember. Yeah.
I know there was like upgrades and shit. Wasn't there like upgrades you can get in the game? Stuff like that. I don't remember, man.
I don't either.
All I know is that it doesn't interest me. And this one, quite frankly, I'm kind of done with Bethesda. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck about their games.
But after that great experience of Wolfenstein that we had together,
they could fuck right off, dude. They could really just fuck. You know what? You reminded me of that. Fuck Bethesda. They can fuck off with all their games until the next Elder Scrolls game comes out. They can fuck right off. They can put out any Fallout game, any other bullshit they want. Elder Scrolls Online, fucking garbage shit. Fuck them. Don't talk to me till they bring out the Elder Scrolls 6, which will be like another 5 years.
You have a lot in common with Chris Frederick. His answer was another Elder Scrolls game.
Oh, there you go.
That's a wait.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. A little tie in there.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. What the fuck? Awesome, Chris. Yeah, just give me another fucking Elder Scrolls. Yeah, fuck yeah. Fucking bullshit. Fuck dude.
I like.
Yeah, so
We'll go on to the next answer. Ted Bracewell. He mentioned Doom also, but he mentioned Ori, and I am excited for the next Ori game, minus the flood stage. Have you guys beat Ori?
Nope.
No, I haven't beat it.
I don't get the hype of that game either. It's some bullshit ass side scroller, fucking garbage trash game.
Yeah. I like my side scrollers, I guess.
Fucking bullshit ass game. Fuck that game. Fuck Doom. Fuck you guys and your stupid games, Mayo.
Well, hopefully they don't have that level. There's this level you have to go like vertical. You got to go up, and there's like a flood underneath you, and you have to like time jumping across, and you got to keep moving all the way up before this flood gets to you. And it was so aggravating, so hard, but it was satisfying when you actually beat it. You're like, yeah, I finally beat it after so many tries. I kind of hope they do away with that, but I'm kind of anxious to play this new one again. I'm looking forward to playing it.
Yeah.
Such a good game.
Yeah. Commandalorian says Assassin's Creed Vikings.
The fuck? Is that even a game?
I don't know. Did we see this at E3?
I don't remember seeing no Assassin's Creed Vikings. What the fuck is he talking about?
I'd have to Google it. Betterholic says Dying Light 2, but we know that's been delayed, unfortunately.
They haven't even announced the next Assassin's Creed game. What is he talking about? Oh, he's talking about the leaked images, because there's leaked images for Ragnarok, which is apparently the next Assassin's Creed game, but it's Viking based. But they haven't announced anything officially, so you don't even know that this will even come out before Cyberpunk.
Right? There's let's see here. There's also Jason Peeler on Facebook. He mentioned the Nazi zombies, which is the Zombie Army 4, the Dead War.
That looks cool. I would get that if I was
February
on console.
4th, that's coming out.
Yeah. But I know the PC people won't be buying that shit. They won't never buy shit.
Yeah, I'll be buying that on Xbox, playing that with Wingman. And a few others.
Only if crossplay was possible, huh? Oh yeah. Oh, only if crossplay was a thing.
Right, because that won't be on Game Pass. Not yet. I mean, it won't be. I doubt it would come to PC, where Rebellion would most definitely put that on Steam.
Eric
or it could be an Epic
Lazy, Eric Lazy, Eric Lazy, aka Pipe Dream. He said The Last of Us, which I guess, yeah, it's coming out early in the year. I guess it counts. So, yeah.
Jedi of Light says Resident Evil 3. Do we know the date?
Yeah, from March something.
That would count. That's a good one.
Yeah, March 20th, isn't it? I just typed in Resident Evil 3 release date, and it was like September 22nd, 99.
Remake, I guess I should say. Nipron is for that Final Fantasy VII remake. That's another remake that'll bring you back. And
Game of the Year contender.
And Jesus, can you guess what Commander Nips, old Eric, Epic Earth?
Let me guess. This is Resident Evil.
Hey, good guess. Resident Evil 3 remake.
Another game of the year contender.
Another game of the year contender for Eric. Yeah,
another old game.
Fuck you.
We're
gonna have to.
Game of the year.
He's gonna want to duke out Final Fantasy VII and Resident Evil 3. Maybe we can just make Eric a category of remakes of the year.
His best remake of the year.
Yes. Eric's picks, we'll call it.
Fuck Eric. Fuck you, Eric. Motherfucker, you.
And then Jesus, we'll just put Red Dead in there and just say it just came out this year.
Yeah, why not?
You know what? We'll make Red Dead Game of the Year just to kind of spice it up. Fine, there you go. One.
Fucking, what's the question for this week? Okay.
Who wants to go?
I've done the question last week.
I got one. It's kind of a simple one.
Okay.
I'm just kind of curious though, since the new consoles are coming out, next year, and we've seen a little bit of a glimpse of what some of the features going to be in gaming and stuff. What would be a game one or day one buy for your new console? The very first game that you buy for your new Xbox or PlayStation 5.
Wait, what will be the first game you buy?
Yes.
Well, how do we know that if we don't know the launch lineup?
We're kind of hearing some of it now.
This is a stupid question. This is a question you should ask in the week of June after E3, Mayo. What are you doing?
I think we see some stuff coming out.
We have not seen shit. We haven't seen shit. I bet you PlayStation. June, right? Yeah, I bet you PlayStation has some crazy shit lined up. Ghost of Tsushima coming to PlayStation 5.
November 15th.
Spider-Man 3 coming to PlayStation 5. And then what else? Fucking Ghost of Tsushima. What the fuck did I just say besides Ghost of Tsushima? The other game that I just said. And then what else? Some other shit will be coming. Killzone.
Oh, a new Killzone. There you go.
Killzone 3. Whatever the fuck we call it. Remake.
Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
Horizon Zero Dawn 2.
I did hear
whatever
Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC.
Yeah, apparently
they've been doing that.
All right, this is rumors, guys. This has got rumor mill going here. You know what I'm saying? Rumor mill has it that the PlayStation is going to be announced on February 5th, which is very close, 10 days from now. So I highly doubt that that's true. But maybe sometime in February, like they did last time when PS4. And apparently when PlayStation announces the PS5, they're going to talk about specs, games and shit. And then they're going to say that a lot of their big games, like Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC, God of War is coming to PC and all that shit. And that Horizon Zero Dawn will be coming to PC this year. Which is pretty big. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know if that's true or not.
I hope it is. I kind of like to play it. I watched a guy stream it the other night, and it looked pretty fun. It's not a game I can't wait for. I'll play it when it comes out. Kind of like Detroit Becomes Human. I'm enjoying that game, but I wasn't continually just wait for it because
Horizon was okay. I mean, it was cool, but I never finished it. I lost my wager there somewhere, like in the end of the game or somewhere in the middle. I just didn't care enough, fuck this. And I even bought the one that had the Ultimate Edition, it has that expansion thing with the ice, and I never even launched that, so I don't know what the hell that's all about. But yeah, fuck all that.
Jesus, are you telling me you bought some DLC and you haven't played it yet?
Oh yeah.
What DLC was that?
On the Ultimate Experience PlayStation 4.
I'm remember a while back you were saying how you buy the ultimate versions and then you never play the DLC.
Yeah.
That's me. That's me buying all the ultimate versions because I'm fucking dumb. I fall for the hype. I don't know why I do that. That's dumb. Anyways, question of the week was whatever Mayo said.
Or maybe we can just rephrase it as, what game would you buy day one if it was available? How about that?
If it was available. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'll throw that if in there since we don't know exactly what's coming out yet. Let's say, what is your day one buy if it's available on the new consoles?
All right, you heard that, people. What is your day one buy? If it's, we're gonna have to post it in the Facebook, Mayo, and the Discord because I don't know it. And that's it. Pretty much, you can find me on Xbox Live, Gamertag, Jesus Walks Out, on PlayStation, Jesus Walks Out, on everything, Jesus Walks a Lot. Jesus Walks a Lot is spelled just the way it sounds. Jesus Walks a Lot, capital JWA, no spaces, all together now, Gunny, all together now.
Awesome, man. You can find me on most things, Gunny Chief. One word on your on Xbox, on Steam, on the Uplay Store, on the Evil Epic Store, on Twitter, Gunny Chief. But over on the PlayStation, I am HGP space Gunny.
So dumb.
I don't know. You know what? Maybe the community should just come up with a new name and I'll change it.
Gunny Chief, maybe. How about that one, huh? How about that
I tried
one?
it. I got locked out. I think I was telling Jonathan that I got locked out of that account because it's under an old email, so I can't unlock it from my PS3 days. So I'll have. But you know what? Blame Jonathan Hall from over at that. Those guys. It's his fault.
Jonathan,
anyway, guys,
he just wanted you to have a stupid name. I think that's what it was. He was like, you know what? I want to make him get a dumb name. So I'll make him do that. Tell him it's good.
We'll do that. Mayo, where do we find you?
You're going to find me pretty much everywhere as the Mayo one. And you're going to find me on Discord as the Mayo.
The Mayo.
The Mayo.
That's episode.
Guys.
In the bag, Jesus. Where do we?
Guys.
What did you say?
Hold on, guys. Yeah, I went to Walmart yesterday. And I was buying stuff. And I had to pay for bags.
Oh, yeah. You told me there's new laws in effect.
Fucking 5
but at least you can
cents.
smoke all the dope you want.
5 cents a bag, dude. And then the guy was like, well, they're reusable bags. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, really now? And apparently, Walmart sold me 5 cent reusable bags.
They're only that's cheap, though, because normally they would be like $3 at Target or.
But no, they look just like the old school plastic grocery bags, but they're just thicker.
Oh, okay, yeah, kind of like maybe a department store bag. They're just, more durable.
Yeah, it looks very interesting. I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I gotta buy my. I completely forgot about the new bag thing until like the dude was just handing me all my stuff back, like my milk, my cereal. She's like, here you go, dude. I'm like, oh, why are you not putting it in bags? And he's like, cause I can't until you tell me to. I was like,
hey, that's like the new straw law here in California.
Yes, the new straw law. Yes, same here, Gunny. You have to ask for a straw.
Correct. That's the way it works because I deliver to restaurants and bars and things like that. So I already knew how it worked, where you have to request a straw.
Yeah.
Because what happens is if they just hand you the straw, they go to jail in California.
Yeah, same here in Oregon. You fucking get a fine or go to jail or whatever. But like, yeah, you get like go to fast food, get like a soda. You gotta ask them for a straw. You can't just like drive off because they won't hand you a straw, dude. Like,
you know how mad I'm gonna be when I come to California to visit Gunny.
What the fuck's my straw?
And I'll be like, these bastards didn't give me a straw. Luckily, I'll have like 3 or 4 in my glove box because I have a couple hoarded in there, I think.
Me all pissed off.
I think
you can have
it's
all the
different.
straws that you want.
There must be some kind of like loophole in the whole drive-through thing where I think that, well, at least here, they're able to say, okay, you're kind of good to go, in the drive-through, right? Where they never leave that.
Whoa, they're breaking the law there.
They are kind of like rewriting the rules over here. I should just sue them. Jack in the Box, you're done.
Sue them for giving you a straw. Tell them you didn't want a straw. No, you got to say you didn't want the straw. And you feel offended. They assumed that you wanted a straw, and that they gave you a straw and they forced it upon you without you ever consenting.
The carbon footprint they're leaving upon this earth is atrocious. I'm calling.
You fucking tell him
No, I forgot her
that you
name.
saw a turtle with the straw in his nose, and you're fucking pissed.
I'm gonna make
Sue them.
an angry video on YouTube.
Sue all of them. Luckily, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is brought to you straw-free. We love you. Peace out, Brussels sprouts.
Good night.
Bye. We're done. We're fucking out of here. Bye. See you next week on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. Bye.